Martine, what up, homie? Getting ready to break down another week of NFL football with the homies. You know, this is my once a week break from rap. Alberto Tom's 20, what up? Yeah, man, you know, I do a couple other things besides rap music. Wait till Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 comes out when I start streaming on Twitch. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to do it on here. Fuck Twitch. Anyway. How everybody doing? What is today? Motherfucking Tuesday. Yeah, it's Gray Matter. It's got to be Tuesday. Let me go ahead and invite the homie. Where'd it go? Send that out. Get that going. Or what you making, homie? Almost time to hit the play button. I need to get better. I need to get like a production team to make me some like intro videos and shit. I need all that dope shit. Yeah, Russ just won flavor of the year and some shit. Alright, it is 9 o'clock. 8 o'clock. You know what that means.
333. RIPP. Don P. PhD. Yo. I said, RIP TV. Tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? RIPP, God bless the real. Only for the righteous, the rest will go to hell. Flipping through the book of Revelation, figure it out. Transliterate the translation, do it yourself. It's the last days, life is a test and we in a cage. Concrete jungle, everyday struggle. Fuck the pain, I'm on some HNIC shit. Hegelian 3 shit. If you don't know what I mean, you was never G. Real shit, RIP. Yo, P, play that beat back, 333. Burn some weed, we repeat that. Shake me up a Tuka pack, break me off a 20 piece. I'm gone, never looking back. Y'all can't talk to me. RIP TV, tell a homie. Mob Deep Mondays, that's everyday, thoughty. It's all for the community. That's what P showed me. We lost without the unity. Where the fuck is the OGs? Like the weed, play some IMD for me. It's hell on earth for real, but y'all don't wanna see paper trail politics. All the shit was prophecy, strictly for the family. Peace to the prodigy. RIPP, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams, bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. RIPP, I sleep when it's time for me. Dope dreams, bring the skizzy, pour the Hennessy. Searching for some inner peace, couple hundred G's. Deadly weapons and some weed just for you and me. Yo.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? It is Gray matter, week whatever. I don't know. We got like 3 weeks left of the season. Me and Carrie been holding it down pretty strong. I need some new headphones. And until Carrie or Nice pops in here, I hate hosting this show by myself. So I'm just gonna play some goddamn music. Let's see what I can play and not get demonetized. Because they really, really like to hit me. Oh, perfect timing. Now, joining me is a man with a silky, smooth voice that you would think that he was indeed the paid voice of the Chocolate City Bigums. Carrie Height.
Good evening.
This is Gray Matter. Yo, you're... Oh, no fucking way. No way.
What?
No fucking way. You're not going to believe what just happened.
Oh, it's nice to pooch.
No way.
Huge.
This isn't even possible. I must have hit the... I got to play the lottery or something, son.
What up, people?
Damn,
What's good?
son. Yo, son, I didn't even like expect to see you. Nice shit.
Yeah, I saw it because what happened last week. You didn't hit me, so I didn't see it on my in my email.
Oh,
Never
shit.
showed me. So I saw it it popped up just now. So I was like, oh yeah, all right, let's do it. Now, man.
Or
Let's
yeah,
do it, okay.
yeah. I just sent you the Instagram DM to see if you was with it because I know you be busy and shit.
Yeah, man. You know, doing some things, man. We doing some things. Shout out to H too, man. Shout out to Havoc, man. We doing some things. We got a couple surprises coming.
Word, yo, Nice. Yo, I'm gonna need you to do something for me. I got something cooking up for 2021, and then yo, wait until you hear Tasia's album.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. I told Carrie the same thing. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, it's gonna be the Infamous is gonna be on the map for 2021, man. We back.
Word. So, yeah, man. Yo, football, man. Football. We're coming. We're winding down. The playoffs are taking form.
Yeah.
Some teams are falling off, which was to be expected. Some teams are making some runs. Injuries are playing a huge fucking part once again.
Yep. How about that game last night?
You know what's funny? It was Mobb Deep Monday, so I didn't even watch the game. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I missed the best game of the fucking season.
No, yes, it was.
So
Classic material.
I turn off Mobb Deep Monday. I get done with the stream, and I'm just like, usually when I'm done with Mobb Deep Monday, I got like the fourth quarter left, and I turn on the game, and they're like, Lamar Jackson's running back onto the field for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I just caught the last like little break of it, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. I missed a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, it was a great one, man. It was a lot of action on that one.
Yo, let me tell you, they tried to get him in the Cleveland concessions. They tried to slip him some bad food.
Yeah.
They got him my man Guts. Almost took him out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah. But he got through it. And like we was always preaching from the gate with Cleveland, when they actually play balanced offense, they are a problem.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be a real problem because that run game is ridiculous.
Sick.
And it sets up Baker to have time to actually be Baker.
Well, I mean, it's funny because I had the Hunting Hillbilly. I talked to him actually earlier today. And, of course, the topic of Baker Mayfield came up because he was just like, well, I guess you're happy, right? And I was just like, why? He was just like, you've been a huge Baker Mayfield proponent since he was in college. I'm like, you're goddamn right I have been. Because if you give him time to play as his skill set dictates, he's fucking awesome.
He puts
He
on
made
the
one terrible mistake on that interception.
Yeah,
that was rough. That was rough.
That was
Also, talk about what a throwback this game was. 9 rushing touchdowns. When's the last time we've seen that in an NFL game?
Well,
yeah.
there was a lot of rushes because when I was done with Mobb Deep Monday and I turned on the game, there was 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I was like, "What the fuck? What happened to this game?"
Yeah, man, there was a lot of running in that game. It was a lot of running in that game.
Not a whole lot of defense, I see.
The tale of 2 kickers. I mean, we've been talking about kickers way too damn much this fucking season, but you have Tucker who gets it done, and then you got that other fucker. I mean, Cleveland hits one of those field goals or the extra point. It's a different situation. I don't understand why they just not. As soon as these kickers miss something, I'm like, come here, son. Come here, right here.
Yeah,
out there.
And then you have the exact opposite that happened in Green Bay. They get a 5-yard procedural penalty. The game-ending field goal goes from 52 yards to 57 yards. The punt team starts to come onto the field, and Mason Crosby literally said, "Nah, I got this." And what kicker outside of Adam Vinatieri? And Vinatieri couldn't have done that in New England. Belichick would have been, shut the fuck up.
Nah.
Indianapolis, he could have pulled that off, but New England, he couldn't have done that. But what kicker can be like, "Nah, coach, I got this. I'm going to kick a 57-yarder. I got this shit."
I got it, yeah.
And then he nailed it, though, so he nailed it, so who cares?
I mean, you have to after that.
Absolutely have to, but yeah, I missed the best game of the day. Everybody's talking about a moral victory for Cleveland. Shut the fuck up. It's not a moral victory for Cleveland. Lamar Jackson was missed at least, I don't know what, at least a quarter worth of game time, maybe even more, and you still lost. So
and not only just missed a quarter worth of game time, missed a couple of clear touchdowns. He had a definite touchdown to either Mark Andrews or another one to Hollywood Brown if he would have caught it. I mean, because he just overthrew him because these cats were getting open.
Well, that and also the other thing that I noticed for the highlights, because the highlights were weird for some reason. It was a 5-minute long highlight no matter where you looked at, but they started the highlights at 14-14.
Yeah.
So you missed the first.
Yeah, that was weird.
The first 4 touchdowns of the game you completely missed. I was like, what? I don't even know how this game started. But what I did see is Lamar Jackson slipping all over the fucking place with those gold-plated cleats he had on.
Skating out there.
Yeah, man, he was looking like Anquan Bolden out there, man.
And he still had a $124.
Well, you talk about throws that he missed. Also, his plant foot wasn't getting behind him on some of these throws. But also, when the few highlights that they kept showing him falling, dude, he planted the run and there was no one in front of him and he just fell. And I'm just like, well, who knows what would have happened on that fucking play?
He would have had like 200 yards.
Yeah, so the Ravens clearly outplayed him. So here's the funny thing, and this is what I'm learning about sports gambling. Kerry, we talked about this. The Browns were getting 3 points at home and had a better record and were clearly playing better football. So clearly they knew something. And after this game happened and I saw that they covered the spread on the dumbest fucking safety in the history of football with no time left, I'm fully convinced that there's a time traveler a la Back to the Future 2, who went ahead of time and he placed
that almanac.
Yeah, he's got the almanac, son. Because how in the fuck did you know the outcome of that game?
And 7 million. It was the difference of $7 million.
$7 million on the dumbest hook and ladder play I have ever seen in the history of football. They literally ran it out the back of the end zone to guarantee that the spread was covered.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, that shit was crazy. So the other thing that happened in this game that nobody's really talking about, and I will bring up because it was actually extremely surprising. So Baker Mayfield at the end of the first half threw a Hail Mary, right? Like through the fucking end zone. Like through the end zone. right?
Yeah.
That is clocked as measurable distance as the longest on-field pass in NFL history.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something I didn't know.
Hurt?
He threw it
I
from
did
the
not know.
39 and threw it through the end zone, and the guy caught it 1 yard deep out of the end zone. It's not the far. Clearly, people have thrown it 80 some yards, but farthest in-game on-field throw in NFL history goes to Baker fucking Mayfield. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
It was something
Wow.
like 69.6 yards in the air in a game, which is fucking incredible. Who knew he had that much arm strength?
Right.
Yeah. That's actually that's shocking. To know.
I'm a big Baker supporter, and I didn't know. I just knew he had accuracy and timing.
Yeah,
I didn't know he had
yeah.
that he built that over the last couple of years. I don't know where that came from. Miles
Yeah.
Garrett had him in the locker room just fucking throwing him around, being like, "Now we gonna toughen you up, son."
Yeah, I mean, Baker is definitely comfortable now with the offense. I mean, the offense is running smooth because they're using the run game first. That's what they needed to do. Run the ball, set up that play action. It's just like Tennessee, although Tennessee, starting to take the wheels off a little bit, but it's pretty much the same, the
They
same
holding on
formula.
to that kicker for God knows what reason.
Yeah, so we see one team ascending even though they took a loss. It is rare. Kerry, you have personal experience as a Giants fan of a quality loss, which I view there are very few quality losses in history. The Giants lost against the Patriots in the last game of the regular season.
What did Michael Strahan say about moral victories?
Yeah.
He said no such thing.
There's no such thing, but he was part of one, so I don't want to hear that shit.
And then as soon as he said that, I said, "Ooh, okay. Now we in good shape.
So you have Cleveland ascending because they've won like 5 straight, and that was a good game. They could have won that one. They should have. They could have.
I mean, you got Peoples playing well. You got Higgins playing well. They're. I think they need to figure out more ways to get Jarvis Landry the ball. They're just, and the times that they're getting into him are too obvious.
Well, it's also he's clearly the number one on their team now with Odell out. It's just like, all right, let's just double this guy.
Yeah, he's the most targeted. So
They just
that's
need to be
why.
more creative.
Well, also you look, they don't really utilize Austin Hooper and Njoku that much.
Yeah,
He did throw the pass to Njoku in the Baker actually threw a pretty decent pass to him in the end zone. It was just a touch too high. It was out of Njoku's catch radius because no hops. I guess.
None. Yeah, they don't really utilize the tight ends that much. But then you look at the same division, and we called it, Kerry. So this is what you missed, nice. Last week was an interesting one because we did a watch along on Tuesday Night Football, so it was a 4-hour fucking long episode, right?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we talked at length about the Steelers' absolutely collapse that is imminent, that is upon us right now, dude. It's over for them. It's toast.
Yeah, Big Ben is starting to get exposed.
Well, okay, so there's a couple things because being that the family is back in the Pittsburgh area, I talked at length with a couple people about their team. All right, so Devin Bush getting hurt, big injury.
Big injury.
Not as big as Bud Dupree getting hurt because Bud Dupree now being out means now they can double team everyone else.
Everyone else.
All right. So then Joe Hayden goes and gets hurt. So there's your number one corner who's out. Right, so you're missing huge pieces. And here's the one thing everyone's talking about: Deontay Johnson, Eric Ebron. Insert Steelers skill set player here dropping footballs, right? Because they've dropped so many balls over the last couple weeks. No one is smart enough at football to understand what's happening. Never on a team is it everybody just catches a case of the drops all of a sudden. Everybody all of a sudden just can't catch shit. What's the common denominator? The person throwing the football, delivering the football to him.
Yeah.
His elbow is shot, and you can see it.
Big Ben is finished.
You can
He's old. He's slow. It's pretty much over for him. This is like,
That Kerry, that interception at the end of the game was he underthrew him by 15 yards. He completely burned him. It was 1-on-1.
Yeah, it was bad.
Really bad.
James Conner, he just can't stay healthy this year, and it's really affected their running game. Benny Snell is not the answer. Like, no one has been able to step in to spell him. I mean, and I get it, he runs hard. I mean, when he's in there, they're tough. They're tough.
Yeah.
He's picking up those tough yards. But because he runs that way, he gets hurt. And so
well, I think the most underrated thing that people are talking about, both of you guys will know this. All right, so in the NFL, the timing is so precise. Like, it is so razor sharp because the margin for error is so small.
So small.
So if you have a quarterback who all of a sudden in like week 11 loses a bunch of zip off of their ball, and also if you've noticed, since he's lost a bunch of zip, he can't finish his throw. It is really fucking wobbly. And all those receivers who are used to catching balls at the exact moment they turn and make this thing, now it's a little bit later and their hands have already closed a little bit. And it's just smacking off of closed hands. And everyone's blaming the receivers. I'm just like, well, that's the quarterback's fault.
Yeah.
Look how much it's spinning coming out of there. Who knows where that point's going to be at on their hands. And it just... And you got Deontay Johnson. He's a rookie. You know, these are young kids. Chase Claypool. Well, Johnson, this is his second or third year?
Third year.
Claypool is a rookie. You know, this is a younger receiving core and a younger team. Juju, this is what, year 2 or 3? I think it's 3.
Oh, it's like
three. These are all young kids, man. They don't have that.
Yeah, but not Ebron. This is not Ebron is far. He's like year 8.
Well, he's always done this, so
he's always had the drop season.
Yeah, so if you got a quarterback what did Bill Walsh always say? Bill Walsh always said his number one aspect in when evaluating quarterbacks is, do they throw a catchable football? And
Correct.
Big Ben is not throwing a catchable ball. A la another quarterback who's having a completion percentage issue right now, Taysom Hill. Because if you notice Taysom Hill's passes, when he throws outs, and they even pointed it out this week, when he throws outs past 12 yards, the front of the ball, just dives straight down for some reason. Mm-hmm. And it's all these passes are going towards the receiver's feet. And
so they're getting ready to catch it like this when really they should be catching it like,
And they have to make that adjustment at the last second to go down. And
he's throwing sliders.
He's throwing sliders. And the other thing, well, we'll get into them because I got a real problem with the way the Saints are playing football right now with Taysom Hill at quarterback. It's so stupid. I want to stay on Pittsburgh because this fall from grace is not that shocking to me. You have to look at the teams that they've played, how they've beat them, and then what's going on now, because those injuries on defense are insurmountable for them.
Yeah.
And the other thing that people are talking about, the Steelers just played 4 games in 19 fucking days.
Yes, this is another thing. This is why Big Ben is noodles right now. His arms are straight noodles. He can't. It's too many games in a short period of time. He wasn't able to really rest his arm a little bit, and it's showing. You're seeing it.
I mean, he better not be fucking watching porn in his downtime again. That elbow can only handle so much. So here's the stupid.
How many bathroom stalls is he hitting up?
Oh man, for a good time, be here at 2:30 a.m. Signed BB. So I lay the blame squarely on Pittsburgh's offensive coordinator, whoever the fuck that guy is, because you knew that this quarterback is 40 years old and is coming off a total elbow rebuild. And you've got this guy throwing it 40, 50 times a game, just slinging it.
Well, yeah, because they have zero. I mean, if Connor's not in there, They have no confidence in the running game. Zero. Which at that point, I mean, I've seen them use Juju Smith-Schuster in some run action. I know Deontay Johnson, who's also a returner, they could use him in some run action. Yeah. He's just not being creative enough.
You know who they could have got, Kerry?
Yeah.
For a spell in the run game? and no one ever uses them. Fucking Tavon Austin.
Tavon Austin, of course.
Yeah.
Look what happens whenever people put him in the backfield, dude. He averages like 9 yards a carry. It's ridiculous.
Plus, he's small. He's super fucking fast. So by the time they realize he has the ball, he's already 6 yards down the field.
Yeah, you remember that he had a game. It was a nationally televised game at WVU, and Rich Rod said, "No, we're just going to put you at running back," and they ran him dude, he had like 400 yards rushing. It was retarded.
He crushed it. He definitely had like 2 bills.
Yeah, it was something completely outrageous for a wide receiver to. That's something Belichick would have done. That's what they did with Aaron Hernandez. Just put him in the back. We don't have a running back. Put this guy back there. He can run.
What they're doing with Cordero Patterson. Now he still has a career right now. I mean, outside of his returning shit.
Yeah, so I don't know what Pittsburgh does. I'm looking at them to lose. They'll probably beat Cincinnati just because the roster, even weakened, is better than Cincinnati. But if they lose to Cincinnati, oh my God.
I mean,
if Joey Bag of Donuts was there, Cincy would beat them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel the same way. I think Omar Epps is going to start having flashbacks of Juice. Start looking to throw somebody off the roof. You know what I'm saying? Because Tomlin's not having it. He's looking at everybody. I
don't know how they fix that this late into the season, and you can't because
they can't fix it because his arm is finished.
And
they just have to be a little bit more creative now.
And usually with Pittsburgh, it's the other way. Like they'll struggle early. It looks like it's going to be a shit season. Then they come back later in the season. And they maybe just make the playoffs, or just miss the playoffs, or go 8-8 or whatever. I don't know what happened, but we talked about this last week too. The year they went 13-3, they got bounced out the playoffs easily.
It's weird how they're always. Once again, it's always about momentum, and that's why I really didn't trust them in the beginning of the season. All right, you're like 8-0, 9-0. I don't care about those weeks. After Halloween, how are you playing football? That's what.
And also, we got to look at those games.
Exactly.
The games against the Titans, like Gostowski should have. He missed multiple kicks, and they even had a chance to still send it to overtime. He missed that. They were getting away with it.
Yeah.
They got away with it for too many weeks, and now that shit is catching up with it.
Well, I mean, it's funny whenever you're 11-0 and teams say that you're the worst 11-0 team ever. Well, they were.
Seriously. But it's the truth.
They're not. I don't see them winning the playoff game. I don't see it happening.
No, because what's going to happen is they got Cincy this week, and then next week they got somebody that's probably going to beat them. I forget. But then the last week of the season, it's Cleveland, and that Cleveland game might be for the division championship.
Yep.
Which will be awesome. And I think it
will be.
And I hope it's in Cleveland. That would be so much fun.
I think I've been like 4 or 5 weeks ago. I was looking at that date because I know a Cleveland fan, and they were saying that same shit, and I was like, you know what? You might not actually be wrong. It might come down to that last week.
All right, so Pittsburgh travels to Cincinnati. Should be that's like the like Seattle's get right game against the Jets this week.
That's facts.
It's facts, nice. Just get over it. And then the Steelers play the Colts.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna win that.
They're not gonna beat the Colts.
Now that Philly Rivers has discovered T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, thank you, because I almost cleaned up this week in fantasy. I almost cleaned up. And out the Jets by so much I would have, because Russ only ended up with 207 fucking yards and 4 touchdowns.
He didn't have to do much. You know what I mean?
Dude, I had everything else right, Kerry. I had Hamler with 2 touchdowns. I had T.Y. with 2 touchdowns. I had Washington's defense with 2 touchdowns. I had Derrick Henry with 8 billion fucking yards. I had everything right, and Russ had 4 goddamn touchdowns, but only 200 yards, and I didn't win.
I thought Pete Carroll was going to call up Matt Flynn, be like, "Hey, Matt, can get some snaps."
I mean, they let
30 some years ago.
They let Nice's guy get some snaps at the end, though. Geno Smith made an appearance.
Geno!
Oh no!
Yo, Kerry, this is how bad it was. Geno Smith got in the 3rd fucking quarter.
Yeah.
There's 3 minutes left in the 3rd, and they pulled Russ out already.
Man.
That's just horrible.
That's a late season NFL game, and they pulled him basically halfway through the third. It looked like a preseason game.
Yikes. Right. You got the starters for the practice squad guys.
We all know what the Jets are doing right now. So, I'm just hoping that the Jets don't really try to go for that last win against the Patriots. That's really going to piss me off. You might as well run the table. Just run the table.
You've done all this work. Don't show up today.
All this losing, and you go and win against the Patriots and make the Jags get the first.
That's some Jets ass shit, though.
Yeah, I told you this is going to happen. It's going to happen. Belichick's going to do it on purpose.
Yes,
he
hates the Jets.
Stidham's going to play the whole game.
Stidham's going to throw 9 picks. Every time that we punt, Belichick is the punter's just going to run through the back of the end zone and give a safety on purpose and then kick you guys the ball. It's going to be incredible.
He's going to do it on purpose because he hates the Jets, and he doesn't want to have to face 3 elite quarterbacks in his division.
I can't wait until fucking Goldilocks is a bust.
Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, I can't wait until the Jets get him and ruin him and he's a bust and he just sucks like every other Jets quarterback.
When Trevor Lawrence announces that he wants to go back to Clemson one more year?
I don't think
they don't win the national title.
Bust, man. He can't be, man.
You better hope Clemson wins the national title. If they don't win the national title, Trevor Lawrence
He'll
still
go
has
back.
eligibility, and they still got a squad, and they're gonna hope that they can play more games, and that shit'll be different.
Oh man, don't tell me these kind of things.
Listen,
I know these things.
Listen.
All right, nice. Let me
dropping these Rona gems on you, son.
nice. Let me ask our eternal optimist, our eternal Jets optimist, something then. What if he goes back to school? Then what the fuck are you going to do, right? So then you're going to take Justin Fields?
Man, this is that's going to be so. It's going to be a tough situation. I mean, at this point, yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have no choice but to take him.
Oh man, that would be so bad.
Is he going to be your guy?
I mean, Sam Darnold this organization is just not for Sam Darnold.
No, they failed him. Adam Gase even said that he failed to develop him.
Adam Gase even admitted that.
He failed him. Sam Darnold is a good quarterback.
Still ain't get fired. How?
I told you.
Admit that you failed.
Kerry, I told you they're keeping him on so they guarantee 0-16.
They guarantee. But my thing is, Donald need to go to like Pittsburgh or something. Like
nice. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something for your future fandom. Is some of Trevor Lawrence his ability the skill players around him? Because Clemson has constantly been absolutely loaded with first-round talent everywhere.
Or is it going to be A.J. McCarron?
That's what I'm saying. Is it like Alabama's quarterbacks who just have first-round studs everywhere and they win games and have like 37-1 records and two national champions and end up winning Heismans and then don't even make practice squads?
You mean like Josh Heupel, who won the Heisman for Oklahoma? Who was his running back? Adrian Peterson.
We all know Trevor Lawrence is not going to be that.
No, I know. Trevor Lawrence physically reminds me he was at Nevada. Like, he's tall. He's got a really long stride. He's got a big arm. And he's, but.
His decision making, his decision making is really fast. Like, he reads through his progression really fast. That's what makes him really. That's why they put him up there.
Well, I mean, it's easy to read through your progressions when you've got first-round stud wide receivers just burdened, DBs who are never even going to sniff the NFL in college.
I'll be honest with you. Clemson quarterback you have a better shot at getting is DJ Uga. So you're going to have to wait another 3 years.
Nah, man. He's not better than Trevor Lawrence.
I mean, he's young in the game. He's huge though, big arm. I mean, he's gonna be. He's gonna be highly touted. He's gonna go to.
He's gonna be highly, scouted. But Trevor Lawrence he's a rare breed when it comes to this quarterback, man. It's only a few, man. It's only a few. They're already putting them up there with the top of the top.
Yeah, that always works out when they do that.
Yeah, remember when Ron Powlus was supposed to win 4 Heismans? Yeah, at Notre Dame, never happened.
Yeah, man. Trevor Lawrence is gonna be fine. He's a good quarterback.
I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, he's gonna be good. He's
got the size and skill set that it can work.
Yeah.
That don't mean it will.
And
But-
you also got to remember, when he was a redshirt freshman, when he won that title,
Yeah.
they really didn't have they wasn't fully loaded like they are now.
Their defense was.
Their defense,
They had
Their
Dexter
defense was-
Lawrence. They was sick.
their defense,
Isaiah
was-
Simmons, for fuck's sakes. Like, they were.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
had
but they offense,
Cleveland, who's on the Raiders now.
Yeah, dude, they were absolutely
Cleveland Farrell.
loaded.
yeah, their defense was loaded, but so was Alabama defense was loaded.
You know,
That
so
year, 'cause nobody
nice.
could-
Now that you're all like giddy and happy because you think you're going to get Trevor Lawrence, let's talk about this Jets game because I fail to understand how you basically beat the Raiders, right? And then you get rid of the pariah in the locker room, which usually means a bump in performance, and then you go and absolutely lay a fucking egg against a team who was faltering like crazy.
I mean, like I said, this whole thing is just based on the Jets to get this number 1 pick. I mean, first of all,
You can't keep
Adam
using
Gase-
that as an excuse.
Adam,
Then why y'all
Adam
play so hard
Gase-
against Vegas?
All right. Look, Adam Gase fires Greg Williams. Now, that doesn't even make any sense. How is Adam Gase actually fired? How does he have the power to fire somebody? You know, and,
Right. The
and-
one who should be fired. How
yeah,
you
the
firing
one who
people?
should be fired. Like this is just showing you clear as day that this is what's going on. Because Greg Williams was the only personnel that actually had a chance to make the Jets look like anything.
No, he did. You guys suck from front to back. You guys are terrible. I will give you this though. Brashard Perryman is starting to show up a little bit out there.
Yes.
Yes. Perriman is looking good. Denzel Mims is looking
Well,
good.
ever since cool Joe Flacco was in there, he started to utilize Perryman, and Perryman
Yeah.
is
They
it's
need
starting to look.
put Flacco Rita back in there.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't-
man. This is what I'm saying. I mean,
Nah, they want to go 0-16 now. You're thinking about
Yeah.
you're thinking of like winners think. This is the Jets
I
we're
know.
talking about.
Yeah.
Put in
this is
Flacco
not-
biscuits.
The Jets
know,
the Jets don't think like winners.
I know.
And Quentin Williams is a stud, by the way. Shout out to Quentin. That boy is a stud.
Yeah, it's getting wasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And people don't even outside of the Jets fandom, people don't even know who Quentin Williams is anymore, and he went to Alabama.
Yeah, you guys have a pretty poor roster over there.
Like
But-
the stop was lost. Like people
but
don't
we
even know.
have a lot of we
Did
have a
Quentin
lot.
Williams even make the NFL? Oh, he's with the Jets. Oh, yeah. Okay.
But we have a lot of cap space and we have a lot of picks. So we'll see how this is where Joe Douglas got to put his GM hat on and rebuild. We got two first round picks. We got I think 1 second, 2 thirds. You know, I mean, we got some picks. So we can do
I'm telling
something.
you right now, you need to do addition by subtraction. As soon as the season over, if y'all don't fire Gates, I don't want to hear shit.
Oh yeah, no. He
If it's
definitely-
mission accomplished, you go 0-16. And
All
you
right,
don't
so-
fire Gates immediately so he doesn't ruin the next quarterback.
Nah, they're good. Belichick's going to sabotage the game somehow. Like every Patriots player is going to get the Roni, and they're just
He's
going to
gonna have,
forfeit.
He's gonna have Marky Mark come out there and play wide receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Like that fucking that Philadelphia Eagles
That
movie.
movie, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have, yeah. It's gonna be a wet dream.
man.
So-
for every Patriots fan who grew up in Boston, it's gonna be open competition. Like, come out, guys.
Everybody, come on and play.
Yeah,
Yo, but
right,
Kerry,
right.
you know what the thing is? They'd probably still beat the Jets. That's what's terrible about that shit.
Talking shit the entire time.
Yeah, we have a pretty poor roster.
Yo, so nice. What are you going to do whenever you guys, Belichick sabotages that last game of the season? The Jags get the first pick up Trevor Lawrence, and then somehow you guys package the number 2 pick into something else, and you trade, and you get Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh man, I will not be a Jets fan after that.
I love
Will
all
not
these.
happen.
I love all this Jets fan fiction because I want to see all of these terrible things happen.
I know.
It is Trevor Lawrence or I'm over. With
You guys are
the
gonna miss on Trevor Lawrence somehow and go sign like Mike Glennon or somebody is like the answer.
Jets. No, we're gonna sign Nick Foles.
and then Sam Darnold is gonna go somewhere else and he's gonna ball out.
Whoa.
Yeah, and he's gonna
Actually,
ball out.
night when you said Darnold to Pittsburgh, that's actually kind of dope.
Well,
I-
Juju's been advocating for that already.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
Actually,
it would work because Sam
I think
Darnold
that would
is not,
look. I think that would
he's
look
not
good.
terrible.
Yeah,
He's not
I think-
terrible,
I think
he's
that-
just
I think that would be a good look for Darnold.
Very bad situation right now. That would be a great look for him.
Yeah.
'Cause I like-
Yeah, you guys suck.
Sam is my guy, man.
Is
But-
Is
he?
he?
No.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's my guy. He's just not.
All right, so whenever he goes somewhere else and that somewhere else inevitably beats the Jets consistently, I want you to remember that he's your guy when he's beating the
Yep.
Jets. You know what's funny? It's funny that people choose to be Jets fans when there's the Giants exist in New York also.
Oh
One of the
no,
official spots.
I
Win
just
the
don't. I just don't like the Giants. Like, I just don't like. I don't know. I just don't like that. I don't like the name. I
Back
don't
in
like.
the 60s, homie, that's the last time y'all won a chip. Fine. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about.
Nice. I mean, you could even claim that you're from outside the city and say that you're a Buffalo fan and nobody would bat an eye. But for some reason, you've been rocking with the Jets, man. I'll give you credit.
Seriously, Buffalo's getting cred out here in the city.
Yeah.
That's the way they've been playing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, yeah, we're terrible, but right now, we have a chance to make something happen right now.
No, you
We
don't.
have a
No, you don't.
You know what
You
they
have
got?
a chance.
They got that baby powder. When all else fails, they got that Johnson & Johnson baby powder, baby.
We got the number 1 cap space right now. We got the number 1 pick, hopefully, and the number, I think, 18 or something like that. Oh, we should.
That's what franchises love to hear. They don't want to hear number 1 offense, number 1 defense. We got the number 1 cap space.
We spent the least money on our roster, and we got the number 1 pick, which means we had the worst record. Yo, I hope you guys keep Adam Gase. Just
Oh,
please.
No. He has to go. Adam Gase is terrible.
Honestly, Adam Gase gets another job after this.
He finished. It's over.
He gets another job
He's
after
never
this.
getting another job. I don't think he will ever get another job in the league. After this performance, this has been terrible. Like terrible. Like I have never seen. Yeah, the Jets been bad, but this is the worst I ever seen them.
Yeah,
This is one of the worst performances for a team that I've ever seen in professional football. For a season. No, I mean, I know it's funny, but like realistically, for a totality, it's really, really fucking
Because
bad.
at least Detroit Lions had Calvin Johnson. They had watchable players.
Yeah, I used to watch Detroit play.
Yeah, they have watchable players, and you thought that they might
man.
do it. Who's watching the Jets for any of these players?
Who was
we-
the last watchable Jets player on offense?
Le'Veon Bell, man? I mean, he left. I mean, he was hurt most of the year.
No, that
I mean,
doesn't count. He
Denzel
sucked there.
Mims.
He hated it there.
Frank Gore.
Denzel Mims is nice.
That's it's anybody, including Denzel
Jamal
Mims'
Adams got the
mom,
fuck out of
buying tickets to watch Denzel Mims play.
Right. Jamal Adams bounced.
No, on offense, you got to think on offense. The last
Robbie Anderson? But he was hurt mostly his career.
Braylon Edwards, is that the last big name?
Nah, Brandon Marshall.
Oh, you
Brandon
can almost
Marshall.
say Eric Decker. Maybe Eric Decker.
All right, so
Yeah,
think about that for a second. I'm going to end this meeting and send you another link real quick. Think about that. I'm going to think about that when I'm adding this link. All right, we will be right back. Give me 1 second, y'all. You know how the Zoom goes. Now I'm back. A break in the action usually means it's time to roll the fuck up. But in the meantime,
Yeah, infrared beam.
Yeah, my nigga P got me on this shit, you know what I'm saying? I heard him say it first.
Pray on my downfall, I hope you break a kneecap. The guard, leg, arm, head get detached. We mob, Brooklyn Sentinel, gang reaching its pinnacle. Fuck you clowns, I get around and travel like my pivot moved. A million ways to break a faker, take your pick and choose. Paid my dues, Mr. NXT, he only pities fools. Fuck where you from, I'm where it started at. Timbos and starter caps, the hardest rap. Give me the loot and I want all of that. My pops built up my mental first, then my physical. Survival of the fittest in this hell on earth. America's nightmare, don't fight fair. You looking for a nigga with an attitude, I'm right here. Beyond you light years.
Straight like that, I'm on some real bullshit, nigga. I'm on my shit, nigga. How I should have been back
so
in
maybe
the early
Fitzmajesty.
90s. But it's never too late.
It's never too late.
You never knew what you were gonna get out of Fitzmajesty. Like he could throw 5 picks or touchdowns, and shit was exciting. And they actually didn't they make the playoffs or was real close.
Yeah, we had the last game. All we had to do was beat the Bills, and we was gonna get in. And Fitzmagic threw 6 picks.
Look, that's right. But that was the most excitement for the Jets in quite some time. Let's be honest.
I can only think about the only exciting moments for the Jets were back-to-back AFC Championship games.
Yeah.
With Buck Fumble, yes.
On the back of a ridiculous defense.
Yeah.
And you had LaDainian, and you had what's his
Braylon Edwards was there.
Yo, you guys have a history of
a running back.
Yeah, but they have a history of all their most exciting players are exciting at the end of their career. LaDainian Tomlinson in year like 10 through 13.
Sean Green had like 2-3
Yeah,
years.
Sean Green was good. He was pretty good.
Yeah.
And that was so convincing.
He had like 2-3 years though. Let's be honest. Because he would get cracked, and then he just, you know what I'm saying? He just wasn't the same cat. Just like when you had Dustin Keller. Dustin Keller was a nice tight end, and he got cracked by Ray Lewis, Ray Boom Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The best murdering linebacker in the league, and you know.
So nice. What are you guys going to do at running back? Because that seems pretty important.
I mean,
they're gonna re-sign Frank Gore for a 5-year deal. Frank's gonna play till he's like 60,
Frank Gore
and still be their best offensive weapon.
Oh man, nah, man. We just gotta.
Dude, there's so many holes to fill. Trevor Lawrence can't play like 11 positions.
I mean, but as long as we have him, we can build around him bit by bit, year by year.
Until you guys RG3 him.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Oh, man.
I would say the player I like most offensively on your squad is Becton.
Oh, yeah, Mekhi Becton.
The tackle y'all picked up.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Because he's a monster. Like he
does a good job of keeping Sam Darnold vertical during the game.
I mean, he's fun. And he's just one. I mean, like, listen, he can't block the whole line by himself. You know what I mean?
He does his job.
He does his job, right?
Yo, could you imagine the look on his face post game when he's looking at the other lineman?
Yeah. Because the other linemen,
Which is why he's been getting hurt, because he's been trying to help other linemen out, and he's getting hurt as a result.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys do to do any. I mean, you know what? There's always a silver lining. Nice. You can't get lower than 0-16.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is compete in 2 football games, and you've already improved on that this whole season.
That's it.
You guys have competed in 1 football game.
I mean, that's, of course, if you're the first team in NFL history to go 0-16 twice, which the Browns almost did.
Yeah.
Don't compete for that record.
Oh, nah.
At least the Browns beat the Steelers in the last game to make sure that shit didn't happen. So
once we get Trevor Lawrence and we get some couple of personnel, good coach, we're gonna win some games.
Listen, I would just think about your offensive line. I wouldn't even put Trevor on the table. Let's just not. I don't want to set yourself. 2020 has been a tough year for all of us. I don't want you to set yourself up for 2021 to be a humongous letdown for you. So I think you should just kind of cool it with the Trevor talks. Let's see what homie wants to do first.
All right, look, we get Trevor Lawrence. We spend most of the cap money on that offensive line, and we get a couple of wide receivers in the draft. And
we won't address a single. Yeah, we won't address a single position on defense or special teams whatsoever.
No, we got.
You sound like you in an abusive relationship right now, my friend.
He is. He's in a very abusive relationship. I've witnessed it firsthand for years.
Listen, this is a come to Jesus talk. We try.
There's a lot of Carrie.
Intervention.
Carrie, there's been a lot of bruises on Mondays.
I'm just saying
that you had to question, like, yo, you good at home, son? Like, what's good? You don't
have to let them treat you like this, son. You don't have to let them treat you like this.
Our offensive line, cornerback position, offensive line, cornerback position, wide receiver position, man. We cover those 3 with Trevor Lawrence. We're going to win some games.
Yo, Nice, how much time and money have you invested into the Jets in your lifetime? I want to know what the return has been.
My team
Listen, even the fireman. What's the dude? The fire dude's name?
Man, when Ed the fireman gave up his season tickets, I knew it was bad. Yo, it was bad.
Said, nah, homie.
Man.
All right, so let's not beat up on Nice too much. Another terrible coaching decision. Once again, Anthony Lynn. And his clock management is literally the worst in the NFL. Dude, what the fuck was that at the end of the game? What was that?
Oh, Anthony, man.
What was that? You
like this guy.
13 seconds left on the clock. Instead of running the kick team out with no timeouts, you run a draw and allow the defensive line to lay on your running back.
And then he literally says, you can't run a draw in this situation. Did you not call the play? Did you not green light this play? I was like, what are you doing? What are you saying right now?
Oh, man.
There's no way to defend him.
He's having such a bad time, yo.
He's on his way out as well.
There's just no way, man. There's just no way to defend him.
He's on his way out. He's pretty much on his way out. They're going to let him rock for the rest of the season, and then he's out of here.
They talk about Jim Harbaugh, who's having an all-time terrible season at Michigan, replacing him. That's how bad it is for Anthony Lynn right now. That's how terrible it is.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe this 2 weeks in a row of just literally having victory snatched out of the jaws of defeats. Like, what are you? I could not believe that. I'm sitting there watching it like, wait a minute, what's he doing? Why? You can't spike it. It's 4th down. What are you like?
Yeah.
What are you doing? No, get off the field. All of the offense, get off the field. They got like 36 players on the field, and they still kicked the field goal. It was incredible. They snapped it and kicked it. They had the entire offense and special teams on the field at the same time.
I mean, it was disgraceful. And then just the fact that he said, well, you can't run that play. But you fucking ran that play.
You ran the play.
I don't. Come on, man.
Anthony Lynn is smoking Zaza and Moon Rocks.
Like, yeah. He got a hold of something on that West Coast that we just don't know about.
Yeah, he's
He
smoking
got a
that
hold of
Moon
something.
Rock.
Everything legal. He got a hold of something. we don't know.
Yo, I don't understand it, and I also don't understand the players. How can you not be like, well, it's third down, there's 13 seconds, why are we running a draw? I'm supposed to spike it here.
That's how you know you don't have no leaders.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if Larry Fitzgerald is on that team, that shit doesn't happen.
Larry Fitzgerald would have took the snap and spiked it himself.
Exactly.
He would have been like, yo,
You don't have-
Justin
you don't
Herbert, go
have
to wide
leaders.
receiver. I got this.
That's the thing. You don't have leaders on that team because you think that happens if Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers is out there? Hell no.
Yo, I feel bad for the players because it's not really their fault. Because if I was on that team and they're like, all right, it's third down and we're not running up to spike it, they got us. All right, we're gonna go for this win. Fuck the field goal. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
Because they're like, oh, that's what we doing? Oh, you want some Riverboat Ron? Oh, okay. Oh, but wait, you want to kick? But wait, there's not enough time because you ran a draw. Wait, what?
what?
My thing is what he expected to happen when he ran this draw play. Like what did he think was gonna happen? He was gonna take it to the house?
Yo, I've never seen somebody call a fake spike draw before. That's the first attempt of that play in the history of the NFL.
Like what? I'm still trying to figure out what did he expect was
He
gonna
thought
happen.
Marino do the fake spike on the Jets. Thought it would work.
He's
but
like, listen,
it
every
didn't.
time that the defense knows you're going to spike the ball, they all just stand there with their hands on the hip. Let's run a draw, and he'll be able to run right through them.
Right through everybody. Just keep going.
On third down.
Guarantee he would have said it was the greatest play call of all times if it worked. And then he said it didn't. So he's like, you can't call that. I don't know why.
You know, it's funny because, like, being such a terrible coach, he had kind of coached himself into another opportunity because they were competing. But he has literally coached himself out of a head coaching job these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then also like his press conferences have been terrible too. It's like he's not even saving himself there. Like you're not even giving like good soundbite. Give us some playoffs. Give us something.
Yeah, he said he told his team they don't even have a chance to make the playoffs, so they need to find motivation for what they're playing for. What kind of head coach are you? First of all, you're terrible at the X's and O's and strategy. You don't know anything about football.
Good goddamn sound bites.
Yeah, you're clearly not a motivator of men. You walk into the room like, all right, we are mediocre at best, everybody.
I mean, he knows it, man. I told you, he's smoking a couple Moon Rocks. He knows it's over, and he's just like, man.
Yeah, you're right. Nice. He got a hold of something we don't know about.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a way to handle yourself after games like that because Tomlin just took a fucking ass kicking it. What did he say post game? Well, I expect routine players to make routine plays routinely, and if they don't want to, I'll find somebody who will. End of soundbite. Perfect.
Bars.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Bars. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, we know how Tomlin is. He don't really play around. He don't play around.
What the fuck does Anthony Lynn do then? What does he do?
Anthony Lynn is getting high, and he's just like, it's over. My season is over.
Man,
he's shut it down already. Mentally, he's on vacation right now.
I mean, how do you find a way to blow a game against the fucking Falcons? How do you blow a game against the team that only knows how to blow football games?
That gives away
Matt Ryan threw a pick when they were in position to just fucking run the clock out and win this game. He throws a goddamn pick.
No Julio Jones. Gurley's playing like garbage. The defense is nothing to talk about.
For some reason, they call a pass play. Matt Ryan may have called his own number and saw something out there, and he throws a terrible pick. It gives the Chargers a chance to go down the field, which they do, and then they just hand the game to him. What the fuck were they? That was so stupid. That was so stupid.
I mean, that whole game was kind of pretty stupid.
You know what, Nice? At least I will give the Jets some credit right here. I would rather just be not competitive whatsoever than to do some dumb shit like that.
Because at least it looks like you have a plan.
Yeah, like, all right, we're cleaning house here. Fuck this shit.
They mean to do this. It's like you saying you didn't mean to do it, but you.
Yo, we're clearly tanking for the #1 draft picks, so we are actually being very successful with our game plan this year to where the Chargers are. Dude, this is some of the we're seeing some of the worst NFL football that I've ever seen in my life. Like, these coaches are making some of the dumbest.
Because Anthony Lynn's son, your 2020. I thought 2020 was bad for all of us. Your 2020 is going horrific.
I just don't understand how these people are getting jobs. It's got to be the pressure that's making them do dumb decisions. Like, how did you get this job if you don't know rudimentary football procedure?
Yeah, well, we know how much pressure being a coach could be, and how much pressure it could be. That's why he gave up. He pretty much gave up.
We need to see if Anthony Lynn at any point in time had Rona, because Rona affects different people in different ways. Maybe he had Rona earlier this year, and it's really his dome piece, because he ain't making smart decisions.
Dude, it's so stupid. It's so dumb.
If I was him, I would be blaming it on Rona.
It really looks like the Chargers are trying to tank, but they have 3 wins. You can't tank with 3 wins.
Yeah, you can't tank with 3 wins.
No, but then also you do get rid of your best corner. So I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then you have a running back that's out for 6-7 weeks, and then you decided to give him 40 touches a game, even though you have 3 other running backs.
Yo, I'm telling you, dude, because I've been rocking with Herbert in fantasy on and off, and especially Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's been getting 16 fucking targets a game and shit like that. And then all of a sudden, Austin Eckler comes back, and it's clear 65 to 70% of the offense runs through him for some reason. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like it's fucking Marshall Faulk.
Yeah,
but even a team that had Marshall Faulk still got touches to Isaac Bruce, Azakeem, fucking, Torrey Holt.
Dude, it's absolutely blowing my fucking mind.
I don't get it.
How they're operating as a football team.
No, I don't get it, man.
So actually, now that I'm telling you, they're actually the on-field performance as a total franchise. They're playing the worst football in the NFL right now, and it is disgusting to watch. Because they do have a ton of talent. The Jets have an excuse. They don't have any talent.
The Jaguars play hard as hell. They play hard. You know what I'm saying? Teams that play the Jaguars feel it. They lose, Jaguars lose, but they barely.
They don't beat by a lot.
No, don't beat by a lot. They barely lose it. Chargers just, I don't know.
I told you, they just shut it down, man. I mean, it comes a part of the season where you're like, at this point, we're definitely not making the playoffs. You know what I mean? Season is pretty much over. Let's just get these games over with.
Well, I think I might have jumped the gun a bit by saying that the Chargers are playing the worst football in the NFL right now. I'm wrong. The Texans are playing the worst football in the NFL right now. The Texans are absolutely terrible.
Well,
it's not Deshaun's fault. They're terrible.
No, I know, but I would no, because I would say because the Texans they do win. I mean, like, they've come up with wins.
That was so long ago that doesn't even count anymore. They've lost like 6 straight.
Like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, they look at their roster.
Dude, they just let money making Mitch just got another brick in that duffel bag. Nice.
No.
Well, yes.
That's pretty bad. But I mean, come on now. That your leading receiver was this.
No, I get it. Deshaun has absolutely nobody, but that defense just let money-making Mitch have the highest QBR of any quarterback this week. Money-making Mitch went 21 for 26 with 267 yards and 4 fucking touchdowns.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Right.
Really? That's I did not know that.
Well, and not only that,
Justin Reed got hurt. I'm just trying to help them.
Not only that
game was so terrible. I did not watch.
Not only that, nice because I had David Montgomery as my second running back behind Henry, and David Montgomery on the first play of the game had an 80-yard touchdown run right up the middle.
He had. When I saw the stats, he had 2 rushes, 79 yards, and a touchdown. I was like, whoa.
Yep.
What's happening out there?
First touch of the game, right up the middle, boom, gone. And he's not even a burner. And
Cordero Patterson got busy running the rock. I mean.
That's why I said a lot of these teams just gave up, man. They gave up on their season. It's like, what are we really playing for? We're not getting any. We're not making the playoffs.
Money making Mitch was still out there playing for something.
Man, Trubisky.
Oh no, he
listen,
needs a job next season because I don't see him being a starter for Chicago anymore. So
Well, I mean, who's going to be his competition? Foles got folded up. I mean, listen, it's different getting your hip displaced when you're a 20-something-year-old Tua versus when you're a 30-something-year-old Foles.
Yo,
So-
Sam Darnold is going to go there, and they're going to have the #1 defense in the league and the #1 rushing attack of the league, and they're going to make the playoffs. And Sam, they're not going to ask Sam to do
Allen
too
Robinson
much.
is going to fucking love life again. You know what I'm saying?
because Sam is gonna get him the ball at all times.
And also Kmet, Cole. They got Cole Kmet out there, who I mean, you know what I'm saying? I think he's going to be like on the Gesicki train, where it's going to take him like season 2, season 3 before we start seeing.
Yeah, Kerry, I had Gesicki too. I'm telling you, my fantasy team was
Oh my God,
retarded.
Gesicki's
Every single player except Todd Gurley balled out.
Gesicki's going to be one of the top tight ends taken next year.
Yeah, let's talk about that guy because he has quickly become unstoppable.
And I've been saying I was waiting for this.
Well, I didn't know he went to Iowa. As soon as you said he went to Iowa, I was like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for this. This is what I'm saying. And now that Tua's in, what do we say about young QBs?
All right, so I also found out because he was a guest on Pat McAfee's show today on Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, the big Bob Tunyon went to Iowa State. So there's just something about the state of Iowa and tight ends, man. I'm telling you, there's something going on out there.
They breathe.
Yo, I swear to God, the state of Iowa's got like 9 starting tight ends in the NFL right now. It's absolutely retarded.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's just like how Alabama breeds wide receivers.
Well, yeah, them and Clemson. It was Clemson for a while, but then Alabama yeah. It's weird. It's weird how that happens. It's weird that
And LSU breeds safeties and corners.
Yeah, and it's weird that Jeff Tedford, you knew it because it was like whichever school Tedford was at, those quarterbacks were going to succeed in the NFL at some level, even as backups, because they were ready. And it's weird because like at LSU, whoever the fuck their secondary coach is, why isn't that guy going on somewhere else? Because their secondary has always been dominant.
Always.
And they receiving core too. They receivers too. Mm-hmm. They breed some receivers out there as well.
Look at someone even like Devery Henderson, who lasted in the league a long ass time.
Yeah, but those quarters
can only do one thing: run deep.
Those quarters and safeties are different, man. It's just like like, oh shit, you went to LSU, you play. Oh yeah, you're dope. Fuck, you had to be. Yeah, it's like during that Alabama's first run, if you were a D lineman that went to Alabama, even if you were a backup, you were getting drafted.
Oh yes, of course.
Oh yeah,
of course.
You also Dallas and Cincy. This is how terrible Cincinnati is. Dallas. Well, it was the Red Rocket got a redemption game.
So let me tell you this.
Yeah.
I picked up Dallas's defense in this league where the only other defense I had the Steelers D, and I knew the Steelers were going to get worked by the Bills. So I said, who's out there? I saw Dallas was available. I said, give me that starting lineup immediately. 21 points. They just balled. Easy victory for me.
Cincinnati has nobody.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Finley is not it. Sorry. But again, Ryan Finley has a job.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
Congrats to him, but amazing.
Well, I mean, he's a better quarterback than I could ever possibly. That's the funny thing is they're all incredible unless you're looking at elite level quarterbacks. But
what do we always say? The best job in America is
backup quarterback in the NFL. Come on.
Easy.
Chase Daniels made
congrats to him, but also thank you to him because I knew that the starters on the Dallas Cowboys would on defense would just get busy because
I mean it's just like
backup for a reason.
Oh, not only are you a backup, you're a backup behind an offensive line that allowed an elite level quarterback who can move to not last through the season. Like,
correct.
Just absolutely nobody, but good for Dallas, I guess. You just
and
fucked up
your Red Rocket.
Yeah, that should have been an easy one to pick. That was an easy game to pick, and I didn't even look at the redemption of the Red Rocket. I didn't even look at the storyline.
He's doing like signs to his wife up in the fucking box and shit. They throwing gang signs.
Yeah, man, it was dope, man. Good for him.
AJ Green had a sighting though. He scored a touchdown.
You know what's funny? That was his 65th touchdown, and I'm thinking to myself, I was like, "That's it."
Yeah. Like, well, you have to think these past 3 seasons, he's barely been on the field.
Well, he's also kind of like Julio Jones. Dominates until the end zone gets there for some reason.
Julio is just all the way broken down right now.
Yeah, man.
I mean, if there was a player who should have opted out, I'm thinking it's both of those two who came in together.
I thought it was odd that he only had 65 touchdowns because he's been so good, and I'm just like, man, that's one of those receivers that only gets like 5-6 touchdowns a season, but still was a Pro Bowler because he had 120 catches in 1,500 yards.
Pro as a rookie. I mean, like you thought because it looked like AJ Green was just going to have a better career than Julio, the way it was looking.
Yeah,
and Julio ascended obviously and did actually get to a Super Bowl.
Julio had bigger wow plays, but AJ Green was my favorite player in the NFL during his first 7 years because he is literally the prototypical wide receiver in my view. He's everything perfect. He's fast, tall, lean. He can run, move. He only uses his hands, and he high points.
Yep,
these are all important things. Second best game of the week apparently, and to me it was the game of the week because I watched this one. Kansas City and Miami. Miami's defense.
What do we say about Miami every single time? Miami's not an easy out. They play off the energy of their coach, and Brian Flores has shown he is the real
Well, also nice. You have to remember, and we talked about this with the McVay effect last week with Belichick's protege. Brian Flores beat Patrick Mahomes numerous times. And Andy Reid over the last couple years he was in New England, so he kind of has the blueprint a little bit, and it worked. 3 picks. Patrick Mahomes has never thrown 3 picks before, but as they said, with
one other time he's done that one other time
with the Chiefs, they literally played 10 minutes of football and still won. That's retarded.
Yeah.
That's retarded.
I know, sick.
It's so stupid.
I know it's sick, but. This Miami, I'm gonna tell you, this Miami squad. We've been saying they come, and they were on. This is so funny. They were on Washington, who's their 4th running back that they got from Kansas City, just because of Rona for the other two, Breida and Gaskins, and then Ahmed Salvin hurt shoulder, and so they had to use this, and then Laird. I mean, they got like a stable of backs that just can't go.
You know what would be dope? You would be dope for them because now clearly they play well with defense, and Xavier is having. Dude, he's got 9 fucking picks already. That's retarded.
Yeah,
that's retarded.
Funny. One of my semi-pro teammates coached Xavier Howard in high school.
So their defense is playing, and to me it looks like no matter who's playing defense for them, their defense is just going to be good. So they can just build on offense. You know what would be fucking dope for them? If Odell Beckham went down to Miami.
Oh man,
he would love Miami.
Yeah,
and Miami would love him because Miami loves stars. They love stars. They are the bandwagon city. Because they're not a real fan city. They're bandwagon all the way.
Yeah, they would love him down there. Yeah, that would be a great fit.
That would be a big.
And then he could go down there and be the number 1, and then Devontae Parker can go be a number 2, which he would be really good at a number 2.
And then Preston Williams could then stay healthier.
Yeah.
Gesicki could get busy.
Then Gesicki. Yeah, no, that would be an amazing fit if he's. And then you get a running back who is healthy, and then now you have an absolutely explosive offense.
Actually, Gaskin is good. Gaskins is good, but I mean, you draft another one, and then Gaskins is either your 1 or your 2 or whatever. And I mean, because Najee Harris at Alabama right now, I think he's going to do well in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just going to be because that's another.
Well,
that's
the good thing about Miami is you already have a shutdown quarter. You already have a franchise quarterback to build off of. And you have an absolute all-world tight end. So you have 3 positions where you could possibly have to spend an early round, first-round pick on already locked up. So you could.
And let's not forget the DB that they got from Dallas, who was dope, who plays DB who plays corner and safety.
Byron Jones.
Byron Jones.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They have the pieces that you usually spend high draft collateral on. They've already done that. So now
another Clemson D tackle, Christian Wilkin.
Yeah.
Who's dope.
Yeah,
I mean, they got ballers. They got ballers.
They got a lot of ballers up.
That Laramie Tunsil deal, smart.
Oh, yeah.
It's really working out for them.
Really working out well for them. And, they played Kansas City well, but it is Kansas City, and they have Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, and that's
here's the thing.
Their
cheat
codes.
I love about them the most when they first hired Brian Flores, and they were like, "Well, there's gonna be some tank shit," and he was like, "Who told you that? Like, what makes you think that can happen?"
That's what a real NFL coach does. Nice.
You know what I'm saying? It was like he beat A to the fullest on that one.
The only tanks that the NFL talks about is the tanks that are lined up in front of the foxhole with him and his players. Because that's the kind of coach I want.
Tank for Tua, we don't tank for players. And we're going to win. And guess what? They still got Tua. Didn't even matter. We still going to go out there and win. And they still got games.
The only tanks are the tanks in front of this foxhole with me and my players, because that's the kind of coach I am. We don't talk. There's no tanks here. Fish tanks, tank of piranhas. I'm gonna put your ass in if you don't catch the goddamn ball. This is what I'm talking about.
It's funny because what division is he in?
AFC.
AFC what?
East.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You sure you don't want to root for Miami?
No.
Oh, all right, that's fine. All right, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Man, you and Euro do.
He's from Brooklyn, though. He's from Brooklyn.
You and Euro do got a whole bunch of awful nice outfits, man. Miami would look nice for you guys.
I mean, it's like beautiful down there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
Spanish mommies for the videos, son. Drop tops.
Songs down there. Get jiggy with it.
Yo, that watch glistens a little bit more than that Miami sun. Nice.
You know what I'm saying? No need to jokes down there, son. No need. But if you did, you jokes in all rich folks.
Yeah, son.
There's Jets, man. Jets Nation.
I love the loyalty. I really do.
I love it. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I do, because I'm as unloyal as I could possibly be, because the second that Johnny Foxborough went somewhere else, I was just like, yo, let's go Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, well, no.
It was instantaneous, too.
Yeah, sure were. I was like, so, what can you tell me about the Bucks now, since I know you're not watching New England like that?
Yeah, I mean, and I told everybody it's going to be a couple years. I'm going to watch Tom do his thing, because... And then, I'll go back to it. I still watch the Patriots games. That's the funny thing, is I still watch their games. It's just I watch them with the mute button on right now. Yeah. Because they're not very exciting. That's for goddamn sure.
It's a different way there now.
They're winning games with Cam. Cam threw 67 passing yards and they won.
It's a different way they're doing things now.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like what I said. Like, you find other ways to win. That's like what I was talking about in Pittsburgh. If Big Ben arm is noodles, find other ways to get it done.
But
because Cam sure definitely does have a lasagna arm. He's big. I won't give him the linguine arm, but boy, does his arm suck, dude.
Yeah, it's not where it needs to be right now. But if we look at Peyton Manning in that last year, Denver had elite defense, which Ben had earlier, but Denver stayed healthy, and then also they ran the rock. They had
and also we discount because of all the ducks that Peyton was throwing that year. They literally had an elite receiving core that was making those ducks work. Like those receivers were balling out.
Yeah,
they figured it out. Right.
You know, they had weapons all over the field.
Right.
Well,
So-
nice. You missed the first conversation that we had was about Ben's arm throwing fucking twisting wobbly passes and how hard it is for the receivers to catch that because they're used to it being at a certain time and perfect, and their hands are already closing because it's getting there late and it's wobbly, and everybody's blaming the receivers. The same thing used to happen to when Peyton Manning was doing, but you know Peyton Manning's in there like, listen here, you motherfuckers. I don't care how the ball's coming to you. You better catch that fucking shit. Big Ben post game.
He was calling the plays. Peyton called a lot of running plays.
Well, he knew it, and then Big Ben's back there like, nah, we're going to throw it 75 times a game, and then post game, I'm going to say, well, I don't have it anymore. I think I need to retire. What kind of shit is that? He's been doing that for like 7 years straight.
Yeah,
now.
he's been doing.
He literally said that.
Yeah. Yeah, he said I don't have it anymore, and if I don't have it, then I need to retire.
Yeah, he was like, if I don't get it together, I need to hang it
Bitch. Oh my God, I'm sorry.
up. I mean, he's just being honest. At
He's
this
like,
point.
oh, I'm hurt. He goes hurt. I'm injured. I'm in, but I got to show that I'm a fucking hero or superhero coming back. We tired of the story, man. We tired of it.
At this point,
How many years he been saying he retiring?
Like
already?
this is 6 in a row now.
Come on,
Yeah.
man. Enough.
Yeah.
He's
I
tried
think
it,
when Brett Favre did it. Brett Favre won the MVP 4 times,
and he actually did retire. He just kept coming
he
back.
actually did retire. Right.
I mean, see, when Brett makes it about himself, he really made it about himself. Big Ben, you're not even good at making it all about yourself.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. This shit is like,
And Brett did grab bitches in the fucking bathroom stall. He just sent a couple dick pics.
yeah,
So
dick pics.
You know when he did that? Because his mind got scrambled when he went to the Jets. It's all right.
Yeah, it happens. You play for the Jets, bad things happen for you.
Scrambled. That's when he started sending this shit. Then he went to Minnesota, almost took him to the Super Bowl until Greg Williams had Bounty Gate on his ass.
Yo, so what curse is on the Jets? What's the curse? Because you know there's like the Billy Goat curse and then the curse of the Bambino. There's all these curses that have to be lifted in some manner. What the fuck? What curse happened to the Jets?
The Jets had a lot of bad GMs, man.
No, there's dark man. Did Joe Namath sell his soul for that Super Bowl title?
I was about to say, here it is. It was the curse of the NFL. Because the NFL did not want to merge with the AFL.
Ah, now you're thinking.
With the Jets beating the Colts, then it was like, oh shit. That put the pressure on fully. And it was after the Jets won that Super Bowl that the merger absolutely went through. It was a pivotal Super Bowl, but more for the AFL, not the NFL. NFL was like, fuck y'all, we good.
You are correct, sir. So the NFL has had it out for the Jets ever since Joe Namath beat the Colts. That is hilarious.
And we had a lot of terrible GMs.
Well, I think this is all happening. It's all being guided because they're going to hold it against you guys.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, what was the GM before Joe Douglas again? Oh, damn. He was so terrible. I hated him.
Well, there was
Mike Tannenbaum.
Yeah, there was Christmas Tree Tannenbaum, but that was earlier.
Tannenbaum was terrible, but then McCagnon.
Yeah,
McCagnon. He came in and
I
gave.
don't know about this one.
I remember this. Nice was so.
And Lacey? Who the fuck is this?
He gave Tremaine Johnson a max contract.
Yo, Nice. Yeah, this was a fun couple years. Nice hated that guy. Nice hated that guy.
Not his guy.
Like, why would you give Tremaine Johnson a max contract? Tremaine Johnson? Some of these.
That's terrible. How about this? Do you remember this name? Blair Thomas.
Yeah.
Dope at Penn State.
No, I'm telling you.
Gets to the league. You don't know how to run no more.
I mean, he had an ill football name too. Blair Thomas.
Thomas. Yeah.
That's an ill football name.
Yeah, man. It was just a lot of bad decisions. Like
Glenn Foley.
Yeah, Tannenbaum was terrible.
Foley.
The Tannenbaum years were fun because Tannenbaum in German is Christmas tree, and it was gifts every season for 18 weeks, including the preseason and every draft. Christmas in the spring every year. Every conversation that me and Nice had was absolutely hysterical because he was so hopeful with every draft pick, like that was the answer, including Geno Smith. Geno Smith was, in fact, Nice's guy for at least a couple minutes. He can't deny it. He was hyped for like a couple minutes until I absolutely extinguished any hope that he had by letting him know how terrible Geno Smith actually is.
And then Geno just lived
Yeah,
up
it
to
was
that.
terrible.
All right, so I got to do this Zoom thing. I'm going to send you all the new link and roll this blunt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm getting good at it now.
Bullshit, nigga. I'm on my shit, nigga. How I should have been back in the early 90s, but it's never too late.
It's never too late.
Peep that. That's some game for your ass, nigga.
This that 40 below with the Nordica coat. Razor in your cheek, draw the line at your throat. Pardon my speech, the rollie it gloat. This blood money shit pianos on boats. Truth or dare? Who moved the most? Took a trip to the coast. Off the rip. Paste the rock, fed Kawhi in the post. Cook it till it drop, chill it till it float. Back to the future, the coupe got a remote. Run the play till they stop it, and I was ghost. Infamous for the profit, covered in black coat. P was aware these demons in black coats that plan our demise and pray to black goats. Focus on the mind, the future is the soul. Facts be the prophet, the truth be the goal. The only thing you transition with is self. I know they hear me as they listening. That's
from their loved one.
What is it? Are you playing some of your audiobooks, son?
No, what happened was,
I was like, what is that? I know that voice.
because
I know that voice.
I just scooped another one, and I was like, and I didn't know, like I did this. I put that.
I think I heard the word balances, or what was it? What was them shits that one chick from down south always puts? Sconces or balances or whatever the fucking
sconces.
That one chick with her southern architecture in all of her books that she just.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh yes.
That whatever that weird word.
Yeah.
That
I forgot what it was.
Yo, man.
Talk about though.
That chick right there. Her
not everybody has this shit in their house. Come on, stop it.
Yeah, her pacing was the worst ever, yo. You don't have to describe what's above the fireplace every time someone walks into the house. What the fuck is going on here?
Word. Nah, son. Like, so I was up for a couple of different joints, so I thought, all right, I did it a while. Like I was asked to audition. I was like, all right, I ain't hear anything, so I kept moving. I thought I was gonna be chilling, pushing into 2021. I have a couple things going ahead, but each one that I was in for was gonna be long hours. So I was trying not to do anything else because I ain't here yet. But then it reaches a certain point. It's like, well, maybe I didn't get it, so that's fine. Let's just move forward.
Yeah, and as soon as you move forward, they hit you. You should have moved forward. See, you should have just went ahead and moved forward on day one. And I've actually been very cognitive of that. When I have something, somebody's coming to grab something from me, or I got to do something, and I'm waiting for them, and I'm waiting to start something else, I always just start it because I know as soon as I start it, they're going to show up. So why delay that?
No. I wasn't even waiting on that. It was like I was accepting other things.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how I was moving. So I was like, I'm accepting this. Yeah, let's go. And then now it's dropping in with this new shit where it's like, no, where am I going to find these hours? Okay, we're going to figure it out, though.
Or yeah, you'll figure it out.
It's even the worst, though, when they're like, oh yeah, oh, and they loved you. And I was like, oh damn.
Yo, so let's talk about some real stupid decisions.
Let's do it.
Because it's been like a week of bad GM decisions.
Yes.
Why the fuck did you guys let Danny Dum Dum play this week?
What did I say?
Yeah, we talked about this.
I said I did.
We even laid out the return schedule and when he should come back. Like, it just didn't make any sense.
I was upset, and then he was so. I was like, these motherfuckers setting records. Hassan,
6 sacks.
well, he had 5. They had 9 total.
Oh, I thought he had 6, so he had 5. Okay.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. He's not Derek damn Thomas, but he looked like it. It was disgraceful, and then also, it was so clear. Like as the coaching staff, and I'll say this from the second quarter. Danny Dum Dum had lanes to pick up 4 or 5 yards, either just to pick up 4 or 5 yards.
He just couldn't.
Or first down. He didn't even run.
He couldn't.
Right. So what did we see out of the Cardinals when they played Seattle? When they figured out, when Vance Joseph figured out, oh, I can blitz Russell Wilson and we can get him? Oh, okay. Bang, let's do that. They sent the hounds. Vance Joseph will blitz the absolute shit out of you. And as Danny Dum Dum, if you take away that, which is his best, that's his best attribute. At times he can be very accurate, but we've seen him not be so accurate. It's like he's shaky on that.
He's not going to be very accurate if you can't fucking play it and push off his back leg. It was so stupid. And now he looked terrible. You can't throw him out there again.
And so it was just like, it was celebration time for that defense. Come on now.
Not only that, I've been riding with Gallman Jr. He's been very, very positive in the fantasy world. So this guy's got 12 carries for 57 yards. That's it. We're gonna throw it Danny Dum Dum only had 21 attempts, but it's just like I just don't understand why he was even out there.
Right, and if you really break it down, 12 for 57, he's having success.
Yeah,
that's running success.
Yeah,
let's keep that shit going.
Exactly.
So and then go to Colt earlier. Just go to Colt. Go to him. Now you put Danny Dum Dum in worse positions. He gets folded up. Now he left the game even more hurt than when he came in. You saw it was 9 sacks. I'm sorry.
It was so
After
stupid.
The third one, you're like, well, if he gets sacked again, the 4th one, the 5th one, the 6th one, like which one? Which one? Now you pull him in the 4th. It's like, come on, man. Come on, man. They should have did that way earlier. And you know what? This was just a bad matchup anyway. Some teams you just don't match up well against. And I was worried about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray had a decent game, but it was decent. But he didn't rip through us the way that I thought he potentially could. The defense, especially earlier on, was holding his ass. Actually, kind of hurt him a little bit. But it was because our offense couldn't do shit, and then you're trotting the defense out over and over and over.
It was so dumb. But now you ruined the rest of the end of your season by making this gamble this week.
That's what I'm saying. Don't put him out there right now.
You had the Cardinals. We talked about this. You have the Cardinals traveling for a 1:00 game in New York. Mm-hmm. All right. You also have the Cardinals who do not travel well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then you also have the Cardinals who are not playing well, who have lost 3 straight. And you put, we talked about it. What it looked like a 40% Danny Dum Dum better than 100% Colt McCoy, really?
Oh.
That was a decision to ruin a playoff shot and the rest of the season. Now you can't
that
put
was
him
a
in the rest of the year.
That was a bad decision.
You can't put him in the rest of the year.
I'm
Sit
telling
him.
you, especially how the defense has been playing. Roll Colt out there again. Roll him out.
Just run the fucking ball. Run it. Gallman's been killing it.
Doing well. You know what I'm saying? My man Al has been doing well.
He's been killing it. You got Dion Lewis. Doesn't he play for you guys too?
Yeah, he's our third.
Yeah, throw him some dumps. Just make it easy.
Yeah, they really blew, because Colt could have just played jump down Alex, check down Alex. He could have just played that role and we would have been fine. And Colt McCoy at this stage of the game in his career would have run better than Danny Dum Dum.
All right, so here's the real question. And this is what I don't understand, the reward versus the risk, right? The reward is you win the game. Okay? The risk is you lose the game and your quarterback, which is exactly what happened. So, at the very worst, with Colt McCoy starting, you would have just lost. So now you're even in a worse position. This is football karma because they should not have put him back out there. And this is also on Danny Dum Dum's ego because I can guarantee you all week he was like, yeah, no, coach, I'm good. I feel great, blah, blah, blah.
Which, hammies are a different animal, yo.
And you're not – Colt McCoy is not stealing your job, Daniel Jones. You didn't have to let your ego get in front of you on this one.
Not going to steal your job, bro.
You're not steering your gear.
That is literally not going to happen.
Yeah, that was a bad decision, bad mental play from everyone involved.
You also have to know your organization. The Giants, once they believe in a starting quarterback, outside of what McDouchebaggins did to Eli – and starting Geno over him, that piece of fucking shit, which I'll never forgive him for breaking Eli's streak. But
yeah, Daniel Jones.
The Giants, once they identify who their starting quarterback is, you're their starting quarterback
until you retire. Yeah,
doesn't get in. Your backup doesn't get in unless it's like you're blowing a team out. You never have to look over your shoulder. You gotta know who your organization is. So.
And that is a misunderstanding of the organization because even when Kurt Warner couldn't hold on to the football, his hand was injured and he kept fumbling and everything, and they put a very unprepared and terribly performing Eli in, they stuck with him. Whatever, he's the quarterback now.
We were 6-2, and we proceeded to lose every last game of the season.
Every single one.
Playoffs. Yep, going to make the playoffs.
8 straight games. Bang.
Could have done some damage because Kurt Warner, because also Hall of Fame, Kurt Warner, 2-time MVP, Kurt Warner. Right. And you know what? And at the time I hated it because I was like, we could have actually maybe stole a chip in this season. It hurt my heart. But, you play through that shit and then Eli ended up becoming who Eli became. But, you just don't go out. You don't trot Danny Dum Dum out there like that. You just don't do that. That's just, Joe Judge has been making a lot of great decisions this season. That one, I was like, nah.
All right, nice. Let me see what you think about this as you sip lean over there in your styrofoam cup. Gang. Skirt. All that. All that whole lot of chains. What up? So what the fuck were the Giants thinking putting Daniel Jones in to start on one leg instead of just starting Colt McCoy and letting Danny Dum Dum sit for that week? Because he did 9 sacks, dude. 9 sacks. He had fucking 60 yards passing or something retarded. It was so stupid.
He had 119 professional passing yards in an NFL game. You don't have those stats if you're Lamar Jackson, and because you've also run for $150.
So nice. Nice. It was funny because if you watch even just the first couple plays, and Kerry said it, there were lanes that opened up where Danny Dum Dum would have just taken off and at least gotten 5 yards or first down something. And in this game, they opened up, and he didn't even attempt to run. And as soon as that happened, I'm thinking, well, now the Cardinals DNs know that, and he's not going to run up the middle. They are literally just collapsing around the end, and they did. 9 sacks. They destroyed him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, The Giants were in a position where they're fighting for the top spot in the NFC, and they figure we need our guy in there.
All right, so let's get
No
our
matter
guy
what
on
the
one.
half of it.
Let's get our guy on one hamstring and only
Yeah.
run the ball.
And somehow, listen, what did I tell you about this? Well, I told you I said watch this fucking Washington team ever since that fucking win that we had against them the first time.
Well, we've been talking about Washington ever since the quarterback switch. So here's the interesting thing that happened, though, Kerry, is Alex Smith had a calf aggravation.
Yes, he did.
And he went out. And what blew my mind is I know Antonio Gibson wasn't playing, but when Alex Smith goes out, for some reason, they literally put that game into Dwayne Haskins' hands instead of running the fucking ball.
Yes. And here's what I want to say about that. Dwayne has been sitting and watching check down Alex. And for the first time this season, Dwayne Haskins has checked down more than he ever did in past. Instead of trying to fit the ball in and do all this other shit, he's actually been checking down and doing a lot less and did more game managing than he did trying to play hero ball.
They also abandoned the run because I had McKissick.
J.D. McKissick?
Yeah, because I'm just like, well, Antonio Gibson's out, and so McKissick's, and they don't have anybody else. He's going to get a lot of burn. And then they had the lead, and Alex Smith gets hurt. I'm like, well, shit, McKissick's about to run the rest of this game out, and they literally gave him like 3 carries in the second half. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
Which is weird.
Dude, it really blew my mind.
Peyton Barber and McKissick. I don't know why. I don't know what these decisions, why they make these decisions.
And Riverboat Ron's not a bad coach. I just didn't know where that one came from.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, sometimes they just make this game a lot harder than it needs to be, and I don't get it.
I think they think to themselves, well, they think that we're going to run the ball because Alex is out and blah 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 blah. So
like we're going to try to catch them.
We're going to try to catch them. And
mind G, it's just way simpler than that. Do what got you there. Like,
especially, he should know because he's more of a defensive-minded coach that most defenses, unless you are historically great, are reactive anyway. They're not dictating anything.
Also, when you have your backup in, unless you're in a comeback situation, you try to shorten the game, so you run the ball. Unless you got to come all the way back, and you got Frank Reich, who can bring you back 28 points down, 32 points down. That wasn't your situation. You had the lead.
Yeah, it was
run the rock.
It was really weird. Nice. You know what you should do every time that you bounce out of the screen? You should come back with another chain on every single time and not say a word. It would be hilarious. If we were the McAfee show and there was like 40,000 viewers, I would totally do that. That shit would be hysterical. But Chase Young, Jesus, good God Almighty!
Yeah,
this is why I wanted him.
I texted Kerry during the game. I said, "Yo, Chase Young literally won this game by himself."
That's literally why I wanted him on the G.
He literally won a football game by himself.
He's about to be problematic for the NFC East for us. I want him on the squad.
And once he picked up the ball smoothly and took it to the house, gone.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah.
He looked like a tight end.
You know what's funny? So when he was in college, I didn't realize how big he was. I thought he was actually undersized. Yeah. Now I'm seeing him in the league. I'm like, Jesus, this guy's a monster. He's a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6'7" monster.
He put on some muscle.
Yeah, man. But this is why I literally, and Danny Dum Dum. This is why I'm like, why do you beat them at the last game? We could have literally had him.
And then you have to also look at his effort. This guy, he really. If you're that talented and you don't quit, you're J.J. Watt, because that's what J.J. Watt used to look like.
Literally, he doesn't understand the word stop, no, or don't, which could be bad for you legally, but he doesn't understand neither of those words. So I'm just saying, those are great on a football field, though. You know what I'm saying? So,
he
that was
absolutely.
talent. Oh my God.
He absolutely see if you go to Ohio State, apparently you're just an all-world defensive end. That just happens at that university. They just keep pumping him out because that guy's incredible.
They do. Or they got the line down because remember Orlando.
Well, it used to be the linebacker. It used to be linebacker. Katzenmoyer, AJ Hawk, and like that whole line of big giant white linebackers.
Even your man Chris Spielman.
Yeah, Spielman, and then there was a ton of them, and then it's just been DNs, the Bosa brothers, and fucking Chase
Young.
Young.
They also had a couple DBs and a couple receivers.
Well, it's Ohio State. They have everybody but quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Craig Krenzel wasn't your man? Kirk wasn't your guy?
Nobody from Ohio State is my guy except Joey Galloway.
Joseph Galloway. Well, Sean Springs. Come on now.
Well, yeah, I did like watching him play, but I just I had this disdain for Ohio State players.
Theodore Ginn Jr.
I do like AJ Hawk now that he is not playing and he's on Pat McAfee shows because he is. His sense of humor is 100% dry and stone-faced, and it's right up my alley. That shit is hysterical to me.
And Orlando Pace was up for the Heisman
as a lineman. Jesus.
At a left tackle. That is the rarest of the rare.
Well, Manti Te'o was up for the Heisman at middle linebacker. That was an odd one. He did have an incredible statistical season.
He did. He did. But then he got into that national championship game and looked like a what?
Well, I think, his fictitious girlfriend probably broke up with him or they had a fight before the game or something.
Yeah, he looked like, listen, looked like a high school freshman who got entered into an NCAA national championship game.
So you got to look at if you're somebody as a grown man, an alpha male, middle linebacker, Heisman candidate who's emotionally unstable enough to get catfished, then you're going. If something happens in that relationship during that week, it's going to weigh heavy on you. And I bet you they broke up or some dumb shit and. Whoever it was really fucking with them hardcore, like, national championship game.
And, what if it was Nick Saban?
That's such a Belichickian thing to do. It was probably Bill Belichick helping out with his homie. Oh, the conspiracy theories are real.
It was like, looks like Notre Dame will be my opponent in the national championship game.
He texted Bill, "Yo, Bill, remember that thing I did for you that one time that we don't ever talk about?"
Yo, that'd be the illest fucking Ocean 11, 12, 13 shit. Yo.
God, I hope it's true.
Destroy the fucking best player you have who's up for the Heisman, who might actually be a game wrecker. Oh, this is it. We just catfish his ass. Easy.
Bill Belichick talking about Bill Belichick sexted with him. Oh my God, this is the funniest shit ever. Somebody please make a movie out of this.
Amazing. Destroyed him.
Easy game to pick, even though I know you swung the other way to try to make some things happen. Tom's not losing 3 in a row after a bye.
I literally also knew that, but
I know.
I had to make some shit.
And honestly, the kicker doesn't miss 5 fucking field goals, and the Vikings win that game.
A whole nother game. This is what I'm talking about. These kickers, like, why are we holding on to them? This is not the first time that he did that. What is it? Why are you holding on? Do you know how many younger kickers are out there just waiting to get jabs? Fucking Dan Bailey was doing this time and again, like, and these past 2 games, he's missed the most.
Dude, he missed 5 field goals in one game, and all of them missed to the right. Very interesting. Every single one of them.
Way to go to Florida State.
And one of them was easily 40, 50 feet to the right. It wasn't even close.
Come on, man.
It was like, whoa.
What? Yeah, I saw that shit.
It's just like,
and it was the line drive nonsense. Come on. I'm like, so why are we holding on to these kickers, man? Listen, I'm not an advocate for people losing their jobs,
No.
but if you're not doing your job, you have one fucking job.
I mean, and you know what? If you got to get a college kicker whose leg is only 40-some yards, well, then you know what? You just adjust it to that. You don't need somebody who might be able to make it from 55 yards. If he's missed 9 out of his last 10, that's fucking retarded.
Justin Tucker, outside of the one miss he had last week, didn't miss a field goal from 40 in years. Like, it didn't even matter. And that's when Harbaugh was like 2020, because this never happens. If you get that, that's fine. 40, give me that. I'll take that. And you can hit that every single time.
Yeah.
Like these cats who can hit from 50 and beyond, they got amazing legs, and that's dope. But that's not a guarantee.
Yeah, you know what?
But if you need someone who can give me 45 in, give me that.
Yeah, you know what? If you need somebody to go 57 yards at the end of the game, just put your punter in and just be like, listen.
Fuck
it.
We can do.
Let's fuck it. Let's just see what happens.
Most of these cats are from Australia now anyway. That's what they fucking do.
Yeah.
So,
it's really weird, the game mismanagement that goes on in the NFL at such a high level.
Telling you, and what did I say? I'm like, I told you, these teams who would be in better position to either make the playoffs or be better positioned in the playoffs, we're gonna lose it because of their kicker, because they just holding on. And I know your man's Vrabel played with Gostkowski, but I'm telling you, that relationship is gonna fuck the Titans up.
It's gonna hurt them because you can't have a scoring opportunity, even if it's only 3 points against Kansas City, and not get it. You have to score at every possible
Vikings,
time.
who had such a shit season at the beginning of the year, come back, played so well, especially with Dalvin Cook. The cook is in the kitchen, chefing it up. Jefferson's doing his damn thing. The defense has actually been playing like, you know what I'm saying? Harrison's been doing his thing back there. To have your kicker destroy you in multiple games, come on, trim the fat, yo. Again, not for people losing their job, but if you're not doing your job, you don't need it.
Well, somebody who started doing their job again this week that you'll like, Irv Smith Jr. is back in the fold.
Irv, I saw that.
Yeah, only had 63 yards though, because Tampa's linebackers, they can cover.
What I like about Irv Smith Jr. is that he's wearing 84, but that's on the Vikings organization because they should have retired that number.
Yeah, they're stupid for that.
That makes no fucking sense. I'm point blank period. I'm sorry. No one should have worn 84 again. That's stupid.
Yeah, I hate it when they do shit like that.
You're dumb for that. You're dumb for that. But Irv Smith Jr., what'd I say? I was like, I'm waiting for him. I've been saying this for a while, waiting for him to come back. He's going to be a problem.
Yeah, I thought about fucking with him, but, Gesicki is always pretty affordable for some reason, still.
He is, but I'm saying Irv Smith,
No, but then...
I don't know if Captain Kirk is the right QB for him.
Well, no, this matchup isn't good for Irv Smith because the Bucs linebackers can all fly, so...
Yeah, but he's still. I mean, he made some catches.
Yeah, of course, but he's not going to.
He was looking strong. He was looking fast.
Yeah, he's not going to go for like 150 and 2 touchdowns against the Bucs.
But in a tough matchup, he showed the fuck up.
No. Yeah, I'm a big Irv Smith advocate. I thought that was a good pickup for them anyway.
Yes.
But Tom's not losing even though he didn't play that great. They're still not figured out what the fuck they want to do on offense for some reason.
But also Ronald Jones, apparently his pinky got crushed and he had to
get a pin put in it.
Hopefully he doesn't lose time next week because he runs hard as shit.
Well, we got it. They have Atlanta, and then they have Atlanta twice in these last 3 weeks. So we'll see. They do have Fournette, and
Fournette was a healthy scratch.
Well, he won't be a healthy scratch this week.
And they got the ball more to McCoy. McCoy had an appearance.
And then they also have McCoy. So if I'm Tampa against this Atlanta team this week, I'm going to sit Ronald Jones. I might have him dressed, but I might not give him any run unless it's like, all right, shit ain't happening out here.
One of my leagues, I need Ronald Jones.
Well, I mean, I've used him a few times this season.
But football-wise, yes. If you don't need to trot him out, but also, does Ronald Jones have some Ronnie Lott in him? Because the way he was running looked like he might have a little Ronnie Lott in him.
We'll
Ronnie
see.
Lott said, cut that shit. I don't give a shit about this pinky. It's a
We'll
pinky.
see. I don't foresee them really losing to Atlanta, because if you do lose to Atlanta this week coming up, you don't deserve to be in the playoffs. So fuck you.
Absolutely.
So Drew, what are they? Horsecock Drew Lock balled the fuck out.
Oh man, see, and that was the pick that I said I should have went with Denver, because fucking this douchebag face. I hate his face. I'm just sorry.
All right, so this is what bothers me about this game, and we texted about this because I actually made my decision based on this and this alone. The starting 3 corners for Denver were out. How do you lose that game if they have nobody covering receivers?
That's what I was saying.
And you've got Robbie Anderson and Chris Samuel, and what in the fuck I don't understand what happened. Robbie Anderson had like 80 yards or something stupid. Like, it just...
Well, Mike Davis got busy. Curtis Samuel actually had a decent game. So they did decently on offense. The defense couldn't stop anybody.
Well, no, you let Drew Lock go for 4 touchdowns. He balled out.
Where you at?
See, we talked that I picked the right Broncos receiver and went with Hamler this week, and he got busy.
I went with Tim. I went with Tim Patrick. Because Hamler is he's a boom or bust.
Well, they seem to alternate in Denver. It's like
Tim Patrick has been, as long as he's been healthy, he's been more steady Eddie. So he'll get a good number of targets, and if he gets in the end zone, he gets in the end zone. So if Tim Patrick gets in the end zone, he'll have like a really solid, like a great game.
Well,
he'll get constantly like 6 to 8 targets, and so he'll get like between 60 and 80 yards. So if he gets in the end zone, bang.
Well, I promise you, I based my decision between the two of them off of Patrick getting into the end zone last week.
Gotcha.
I literally was just like, well, they're not consistent touchdown scores. It's not back to back to back. But I knew somebody was getting in there because Carolina's defense fucking sucks.
But you know it's not going to be Judy, because Judy is just...
He's not a touchdown scorer.
Yeah.
He's more of
He's not even a possession guy right now.
He should be.
An afterthought.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to them. It's like once Drew Lock got in there and started throwing the ball, because he's got such a big arm, he's just like, I'm going to go to these two guys.
And so the real rookie is Hamler.
Yeah.
He's locked in with Hamler, and Hamler is a playmaker. These Penn State fucking receivers, and this is another, we haven't given Penn State enough props, because Penn State was known as running back U and linebacker U for a long time, because they give you the Kajon Carters and all the, and then they'll give you OJ McDuffie's. I'm taking it way back, and they'll give you Allen Robinson, receiver, but they'll give you these receivers now that fucking go crazy. Like Hamler is getting busy. You know?
I will always advocate that Penn State has the best uniforms in college football.
Sure.
No names.
We can't forget about Saquon.
No outlines on the numbers.
Nothing,
solid number.
No name on the back.
Straight down the middle. Navy blue and white. Shit
Let's
looks
get busy.
Whole crowd wearing white. That shit looks awesome.
That shit is hot.
Yeah, so Drew Lock got busy. You're right. Carolina's defense absolutely fucking sucks.
And so like Drew Lock is a fucking kind of he's a wild card.
He's Jay Cutler all over again.
Yeah, that's a great description for him, because he has arm talent, but he has a douche face, and you don't really know what the fuck you're going to get out of him.
You don't know if he really likes football or not, if he just does it because he's supposed to.
He loves the games. I'm sorry, he loves the after parties. And he feels like he can get, one of the shorties from Phi Sigma Gamma. You know what I mean?
He does got a big arm, though. I'll give him that.
He does.
I saw that video of Kyle Bowler throwing 75 yards from his knee today, and I just thought to myself, what the fuck happened? Because when he got to the NFL, he never threw the ball like that. He threw it like this for some reason. Who changed his mechanics?
When Kyle Bowler was at Cal, he was doing some things.
Jeff Tedford, see?
You know what? You know what Kyle Bowler is known for now. His wife, who was on one of those reality shows, also did a porn scene, and that porn scene has been redistributed multiple times.
The biggest attribute I can give Kyle Bowler is Skip Bayless kept calling him Kyle. I should have been a bowler, and that was really fucking funny. Every time, Skip is so relentless. Kyle, I should have been, every single time he called him that.
No matter what you feel about Skip Bayless, however he feels about someone, you cannot knock him off his pivot.
Nope. Kyle, I should have been a bowler. And Kyle, the kid was still playing and he was calling him that. It was just...
Like, Skip literally does not give a shit. He does not give a shit.
Well, Derrick Henry, you don't really have to talk too much about this game, but Derrick Henry, just come on, dude. Like, that guy's out of
Also,
control.
A.J. Brown.
That catch was elite. You saw what he did with his offhand. He caught that one-handed on purpose.
Yeah.
He set it up as a one-hand because he took his offhand and held the DB's front hand down, but he didn't grab it. He just pushed it with his forearm and then caught it one-handed on purpose. Incredible. Incredible. And then, whenever they went to go celebrate, I did not know how big Corey Davis is. That whole fucking team is massive.
Yeah, their receivers are huge, and that's what I'm saying. There's mismatches. All the receiving unit, well, those two outside receivers, and then the tight ends, massive.
Dude, I didn't know he was that big.
And then the running back, massive. The Titans are. They are literally the Titans. They are a humongous team.
Well, when Derrick Henry was doing his LeBron celebration and then A.J. Brown came over, clearly A.J. Brown's a little bit shorter than him, but A.J. Brown we all know he's a beast. And then Corey Davis comes running over, and he was taller than fucking Derrick Henry. I was like, who the fuck is that? I was like,
Corey Davis is 6'5".
I was like, holy shit, that dude is huge.
Yeah, but he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Yeah, way bigger than I thought he was.
Mm-hmm. And he was supposed to be balling like way more. He's coming into his own. Like, Corey Davis is a really good receiver.
the game 2 weeks ago that he put up like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns, I did have him, so it was a good time for him to show up. I've been pretty good with understanding the matchups and who's going to ball. And this week I finally went heavy on like figuring out a defense that's going to score, and it was Washington. But, man, fucking Russell Wilson, that guy, 207 yards, you motherfucker. Kerry, in the first half, I was winning the room I was in, which means a lot of fucking money, which I only spent 25 cents to get into that room.
Ooh.
$3,000, dude. I was just like, no fucking way. I'm watching Hamler get 2 touchdowns. I'm like, oh my God. And then T.Y. Hilton starts getting busy. He gets 2 touchdowns. I'm like, all right, that's 4 touchdowns out of 2 of my guys. Then Derrick Henry goes for 200. I'm like, yep, I got it right this week. Even though Todd Gurley did absolutely nothing because I couldn't afford anybody else with the roster that I had. And I was just like, what? I'm just basically just shitting the bed on one. But he had like 30 yards or something stupid.
Gurley is a touchdown-dependent cat. Obviously, we know that.
Well, I know. I was just hoping this might be a game where he might just get like 1 or 2. But then they ran the other 2 running backs more. And, dude, I was literally – I just watched – I watched the dollar amount just dwindle during the second half as Russell sat down and everyone else's quarterbacks were still playing, and I was just like.
So and here's the thing, and because I played fantasy for a long time, so I know how this shit goes. So now that we're entering these final weeks, I do like the way the NFL has structured the shit, so they made the last couple games more meaningful because they're divisional games, and so you could either get in and get out. So it's like that in the NFC. The G's are still in because we've swept the Chocolate Bigums, and so it's just who's going to be winning these games in order to get to. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I went from $3,000 to I think I won 50 cents.
Made a quarter. That's a quarter water, baby.
Oh no, I'm not mad. I'm not mad because I don't lose. I've only lost money on 2 weeks, and it just so happens that 1 week I thought. See, I'm experimenting. Each week I try a different strategy. I'm trying to learn, and then the 1 week I went all in.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen that week for me, and I went all out that week.
And this has also been like just a different year because we're not just dealing with just regular injuries. We also dealing with Rona shit, and then how coming back from Rona affects your performance, your lung capacity. We've been dealing with a lot of images. So like anyone who's let me say. Anyone who's on the positive side of 500 is killing it this year because we just haven't been able to have enough information to figure this shit out. So if you're on the positive side of 500, congratulations, you've done well. You've done well because injuries and what we didn't talk about in that Baltimore game is the Trace McSorley injury, which looked very nasty. That's probably an ACL or whatever. There's no RG3, right? Because he's out with a hammy. We know how hammies can be. Hammies can last 2 months.
Practice squad quarterback, get ready, homie.
So there's no Trace McSorley now. He's done because that injury looked nasty.
Yo, somebody better call Cap.
I mean, if Lamar got a boo-boo again, or he needs IVs or whatever have it. It's Lamar or bust.
Nah, right? Call Kaepernick because it's Greg Norman running that offense, and he already knows that offense.
I mean, Cap was supposed to go there a couple years ago, supposedly, because Ray Lewis had hooked it up. But, Steve Bisciotti, because of what Cap's girl said, was like, nah, fuck that. Your girl talking shit.
Well, I bet you circumstances have changed a little bit.
Well, yeah, because now you have no backup. You have no backup quarterbacks. And so if Cap were to get another chance, it would seem like it would be in Baltimore because you need a backup quarterback at this point in time. No doubt, especially the way Baltimore's offense runs.
Nah, it's perfect. It's Greg Norman.
Gets a good lick and he gets some concussion. Who you putting in at quarterback? You have no backup quarterback.
Nah, it works to somebody. They need to call Cap because they really have no other options right now. Mm-hmm. That AJ Brown catch was ridiculous. The Colts, fucking Jonathan Taylor, got busy.
There we go. I mean, I knew he was going to get busy this whole year.
Well,
it was him, and it was in terms of running backs. It was between him and J.K. Dobbins in terms of running backs coming out. And start who I had as rookie of the year, like running back wise. And between the two of them, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Jonathan Taylor has gotten busy, but so has J.K. Dobbins. I think Jonathan Taylor may have a slight lead, but he was also out for a couple of games, and then J.K. coming back. I don't know. I think it's neck and neck between those two.
Yeah,
but those are the two.
It's over for Vegas, though. Their playoff hopes have been dashed with this loss, though. It's a wrap for them.
Vegas is just one of those squads you just can't. You know what? And this is another thing I say about these teams this year. There have been teams a lot of these teams have just been Jekyll and fucking Hyde.
Well, I mean, they are playing Indianapolis, but they let Indy put up 44 on them. That Indy's a defensive run team, so they put up 44 on them.
What I'm saying is, like, you can't count on Vegas. You can't count on Seattle. You can't count on a lot of these teams have just been Jekyll and Hyde teams. So it's been really hard to pick games this year. I'll be honest.
All right, so let's speak of. All right, we got 9 minutes till we got to re-up again. Let's speak of a real Jekyll and Hyde then, because it's happened on both sides in this game. Philly upsetting the Saints. All right, so it's not even just that clearly he's improved. He's playing better than he ever has before, which is awesome, which means he has a chance to continue to improve because he is improved from his freshman year, actually. So, but that whole team looked like they hated Carson Wentz.
What did I say? Okay, so remember last week when I said when Jalen Hurts threw that touchdown, or then when Rager scored and Rager came to the sidelines, he was like, where Hurts at? And Wentz tried to give him some dap. Where Hurts at? He dapped up fucking Hurts, and he wasn't even checking for Wentz anymore. What did I say last week? I was like, oh, it's done. It's literally done.
All right, so
done.
The most amazing
Pennsylvania.
It hurts so good, baby. It hurts so good.
And that's what I was gonna say. That needs to be the song playing. I was gonna say that shit. Hurts so good needs to be the song playing in that stadium from now on, and it will be, especially if they get this other win. Hurts so good will be the song in fucking Philly.
So two interesting things also, side notes on this, besides the Jalen Hurts story. The fact that the Saints have not allowed a 100-yard rusher. Oh, look, it's nice. Wow. Holy shit. Hold on, let me unmute him. He was like, oh, he just bounced on us.
Because it's Jukes time. He was in the atmosphere.
I mean, he disappeared for like 10 minutes. I figured he'd come back with a new chain and everything. So anyway,
robbing rappers. It's all good.
They haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in something like 55 games or something retarded.
And like, Miles Sanders got absolutely bizang.
2 of them, 200-yard rushers in one game.
And Jalen also got bizang.
Wow, so, that's astounding to not allow. And plus, they had the number 1 rush defense in the league. And well, I mean, I get it with Jalen Sanders being able to crack 100 because he had a fucking 80-yard touchdown run. That kind of helps cracking 100 when you do something like that. But having over 200 yards rushing on that defense, it's like the Saints. Dennis Allen, I think, is their D coordinator. Dennis Allen thought that Jalen Hurts was going to come out and sling the ball all day to who, I don't know.
He's never watched Jalen Hurts games then. Okay.
Dude, they played in they played coverage defense the entire game, and it really didn't make any sense.
Dumb. So also, here's the thing. So there's 2 things I'd like to mention. First and foremost, I knew the Saints would eventually, with Cat Daddy being their quarterback, would have a letdown. He just wasn't going to roll through. He's not Drew Brees.
Okay, so just I'll let you finish while I roll this blunt. That was going to be the other thing was Taysom Hill has played himself out of a job.
Yeah, I mean, Taysom Hill is just not like it. This was bound to happen. The wins that he got was like, okay, but this was bound to happen. Also, the thing that we got, what did we say Carson's biggest problem was? Playing fucking hero ball and not listening to the coaches,
a hero.
Trying to do all the shit himself. What's most appealing about Jalen Hurts? He's just going to run the plays. Also, they're going to run different style plays because they're going to run plays that fucking fit what he does best.
All right, so
he's just like, hell yeah, let's do it, guys.
Well, and even on that, so Pro Football Focus, his grade on this week's game has to be through the roof because he almost never made the wrong decision. I actually don't think he ever made a wrong decision.
That's what I'm saying.
Even if it's like, you know what, we're not going to get a first down, whatever, we're just going to punt this ball, field possession, live to fight another day. He never tried to do anything outside of the play. And if you
know anything about Jalen Hurts, if you've watched anything throughout his career, if you've seen him in Alabama, Oklahoma, any place, he is a coach's quarterback. He will run your play. If the coaches are smart, they design shit to help him out, but he's not going to be a guy who's like, Coach, fuck these plays. I hate these plays. I'm going to do my own thing. No. He's a system guy 100%. He's also an outlier because Jalen Hurts, I don't know, he's from H-Town. So I can give you a couple facts about him. This guy's a powerlifting champion who plays quarterback. That's a literal fact. a powerlifting champion. He's strong as fuck. He's fast as hell. And when he went to Oklahoma playing under Lincoln Riley, he learned how to pass better.
Yeah, he's throwing the ball really well right now.
He's throwing the ball really well, and we saw that he has some accuracy. And what does he do best? He rolls out. And so even in the week preceding this one, he rolled out through a beautiful touchdown pass to Greg Ward Jr. It's at this point in time, Carson Wentz's future in Philly
It's over.
is looking real dim.
It's over.
And I'll say something about Jeffrey Lurie. Jeffrey Lurie wants to win.
It's not even carrying.
They are in debt to Carson Wentz for a lot of money, but if they follow the Seattle fucking profile, and they say, okay, Matt Flynn, peace. I don't know if they can do that.
It's over. It's over because even Peterson said it today. And as a matter of fact, they're making us resume, so let me send you the link before I get into this thought. I'll be right back.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people steal my ideas and like to run with it like it's their own. So I just want to be clear on that real quick. Just know where you got it from and acknowledge where you got it from. If you want to get on the same shit that I'm on now, I want you to get on the radio and wherever you promoting it at, and I want you to say, yeah, my nigga P got me on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I know what side I'm on. I'm a positive motherfucker. Yeah. I deal with nothing but positive energy and good energy and good motherfuckers, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not evil. I'm not negative. Straight like that.
Who wanna get they fucking head blown and placed on a front page article? News 12, automatic shells, brain particles. Cupid, if I'm shooting, then I'm aiming at the hearts of dudes. I vibe with wise men that love playing the parts of fools. For blood I shed in the shed, I'm the sharpest tool. This nigga mental's like a Ginsu, I'm as sharp as two. Drop shit that turn a mosh pit to a barbecue. Live instead of live wires, fire if you spark a fuse. Boom. Everybody that notice him got trust cause he combust like petroleum. I'm from them gully blocks where niggas get they scully pop. Milk tracks on wax, some classic like Scully tops. Fuck drowning Dalmatians, I'll flood your spot. Shatter your bladder at the ladder just to hug the top. Got an unfamiliar touch of a stranger. You dealing with them Crown Heights bangers, danger.
So I know what I'm saying is right, and I got facts to back it up. And whoever don't support the movement that Prodigy's on, then fuck you, nigga.
Nigga live from the brook. And I ain't talking Hogan daughter. Crossing the line with these lines, I'm over the border. Give me a meal, I make it heat up like a hot plate. A touch of Midas, ill as Leonidas at the hot gates. Spartan rituals, the guard is in the room. No fraud, that boy been hard since he was in the womb. I'm from that killer crown when niggas really kill a clown. 4 pound to knock his ass down, no joints allowed. If I ain't scoring, no points allowed. Don't test him, God blessed him with the anointed style. Who the best nigga points him out. If he contesting, then I guarantee to stretch a nigga.
It's time to choose a and they don't even know they getting some medicine. That's the first time I said Illuminati on my mind, soul, and my body. You know what I'm saying? That was mixing medicine with the food.
I'm not impressed with your prophecies, philosophies. You ain't Socrates, got to be strong as the roots on the acacia trees. Follow me while your logo remains a bird, restraining the urge of putting your brains on a fucking curve. Blazing a herb in search of a Marley mental. Hopefully bomb, bars gotta be monumental. Illuminated mind, refuse to wait in line. What I say divine, time machine capsule for this day and time. Where I'm from, niggas slaves to crime, slinging dimes and lamb's blood. Couldn't stop with place of mine. Playing with minds is like playing with minds in Libya. Blown tibia behind military lines. Wise man says seek and he shall find. The meek shall inherit the earth, so this bitch mine.
This bitch mine. Yeah, so it's over for Wentz. It's over. So this is why it's over for him. It's not even an on-field for performance thing, and it's not even a contractual thing. It's over for him because that team fucking hates him, and the ownership knows it. He can't even be a backup. They don't want to play for him. You can see it. I've never seen a team hate a quarterback so much.
Talked about it. I was like, they straight dissing him.
Yeah, they hate that guy. At least the Broncos receivers, we might hate Drew Lock, but it doesn't look like they hate him. Nobody likes Carson Wentz.
Because here's the thing. With Drew Lock, they're all close in age. Like, Drew Lock just got there. Hamler's young. Judy's young. Tim Patrick is young. Like, they're all young. I mean, like, on offense, your vets at this point your vet is Gordon, Melvin Gordon. Noah Fant is young. You know, they basically have a young offense. So they rock with him. And then also your leader, Von Miller's been out the whole year. You know what I'm saying? So that means on defense, Chubb has been your leader, basically.
So let me ask you something. Could you imagine what it's like to be in the huddle for the Eagles if you're like a lineman or a wide receiver and you're watching Carson Wentz get the call in from the sideline and you know in your mind this motherfucker's probably changing the play again? It's a not a successful play. How much you'd have to hate him?
I'm gonna add an extra layer to this because it's not just the offense. Because look at who they have on defense. Fletcher Cox. They got some like legit vets. Some vets who are holdovers who want to chip without Wentz. They won it with Foles. Foles, who's a system guy. And they won with that. So they don't like all this bullshit, especially a guy like Fletcher Cox. He don't want all this bullshit. He's seeing something in this young kid Hurts that he's not seeing in Wentz. And so he's like, I'm telling you, if Fletcher Cox was on board with Wentz, it'd be a different situation. Fletcher Cox is not on board with Wentz anymore. And so he's just like, he's not saying anything at all, which tells you everything you need to know. The vets.
All right, so you know what I
mean?
You know what I do if I'm Carson City? I shave my head and I become a supervillain. And I embrace the evil role because I'm not leaving Philadelphia for nothing. You can't trade me. There's a no trade clause. I'm getting all my goddamn money. I don't care. I'll be the most expensive backup quarterback in the history of the NFL. I will make you hate me. Fuck it. Everyone hates you already. I don't know of an NFL team that's going to give him another shot for that much money because these GMs are going to call around to other players and be like, yo, what was it really like with him? And they're going to be like, oh, we fucking hate that guy. And everyone's going to say the same thing. So who's going to be like, yeah, let's bring him into our locker room? Who's going to do it?
Well, there's teams that'll do it. But what I'm saying is you are correct because, no, there are teams who do. Teams are dum-dums. We clearly know that there are GMs who are straight dum-dums who think that they are.
You know what's going to happen? John Elway's going to dump Drew Lock and bring Carson Wentz to Denver.
Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Even though that douchebag face is probably the best quarterback that John Elway has picked. You know what I'm saying?
He'll dump him for Wentz.
Unbeknownst to us, he probably actually got one right. But I will say this. You're absolutely right. If I'm Wentz, where the fuck I'm going? Give me all this bread, Lori. I don't give a fuck. Oh, you want to sit me now? All right. You can sit me now, but I'm still paid now. You know what I'm saying?
You can hate me now. Yeah, but for real.
I'm still paid now. Hell yeah, I ain't going nowhere.
Yo, he got so much money he can actually pay Diddy to do his ad-libs while he's walking around the sideline.
Oh, you mean Sean Love Combs?
Is that his new name?
Sean Love.
Well, Philadelphia is the city of love. It only makes sense.
They love, baby, motherfucking right. So yes, if I'm Wentz, I'm doing this remix with Sean Love Combs, and I'm doing it right in front of the love sign in Philly.
Take that.
Take that. You know what I'm saying? Because I am. I'm taking that.
Oh my God.
All right, I ain't going nowhere if I'm Wentz.
Yeah, what a precarious situation for them to be in.
And he still got a ring. He ain't earned it. He still got a ring. And he's still gonna get all Jeffrey Lurie money. Wentz, even though the Eagles ain't winning, he's winning.
Yo, you know what I would tell Jeffrey Lurie? buy me out of my contract. It's the only way
Yep.
I'm leaving. I want all $100 million.
I mean, okay,
You can,
so-
you know what? I'll tell him you can Bobby Bonilla that shit. I don't care.
Ooh.
Make it over the next 50 years.
One of the smartest contracts.
Make it $2 million a year.
Point blank period.
Yeah, $2 million a year for the next 50 years. That way, it's only a $2 million cap hit each year. You could structure it whatever.
It was just amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing what they did. But yeah, so Wentz financially is in the driver's seat. Now, as a competitor and wanting to win games, that's a different situation. But if he's just like, okay, he already has a chip, even though he didn't win it. He's a Super Bowl champion. Listen, Adam Morrison is an NBA champion.
I mean, and you know what? If you're in like Italy or something, you got your Super Bowl rig on, you could tell them you're fucking Nick Foles. They won't know the difference.
Correct. Let me tell you something.
You know what? I would actually do that if I was him because they're going to Google Nick Foles and be like, oh my God, big dick Nick Foles.
Is this your clock? Is this your clock? Go ahead, show me. I don't think this is your clock. No, but for real though, like there's some players who just like what can Charles Barkley say to Adam Morrison? Like Charles Barkley could diss the fuck out of Adam Morrison, but Adam Morrison could say, I got 2 chips.
He could say, I'm in the Hall of Fame. That's the only thing he's got on him.
Yeah, he's like, but I got what you want more. Because you know Chuck won. So, you know, when you watch that shit, Kenny Smith always has something over Charles because he got a ring. He can't say shit else. But when Chuck gets really on that ass, the only thing he says is, I got a ring.
You know what I would do if I was Chuck?
Chuck choke that motherfucker out.
Well, besides that, I would just break out something. I'd break out my gold medal from the Dream Team and be like, well, listen here, homie. I was on the Dream Team.
I did this for the nation.
Not only that, I was like part of the greatest.
For an entire country, not just a city.
I was the part of the greatest team of all time. They even let Christian Laettner on and not you. So
and also, Chuck internationally was the dopest out of all of them because everybody followed Chuck. He was the Pied Piper. He was.
Oh, and speaking of Chuck, I don't know if you watched his charity golf thing that he did like 2 weeks ago. This man has fixed the worst golf swing on the planet.
He fixed it.
He was getting busy.
Ooh.
It was him and Phil Mickelson versus
right?
Yeah, Peyton and Steph Curry, and they dominated Peyton and Steph.
Yeah. Wow. Well, is Peyton a good golfer?
Yeah. He wasn't playing very good that day.
I would have got Tony Romo.
Tony Romo is scheduled to be in one of those, but during football season, he's like...
Yeah, he has other responsibility. I'd have been like, give me Tony.
Yeah, well, he's scheduled because he can really go, but Steph Curry can really, really play.
Steph can rip. Listen, he grew up on golf courses.
Yeah, well, he played in a pro event. He played in one of the lower leagues. He got an exemption, and he made the cut. I'll give him that. You know, it's not easy. All right, so.
You know how I feel about Steph. It's my guy.
Yeah, well, when you change a sport, you know how I feel about it. You're now on the Mount Rushmore. The whole sport has changed because you started launching 40-footers. The whole sport has changed. So,
Damian Lillard is a better basketball player because of you, Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And Damian Lillard is a monster out of Oakland.
Yeah, so we got the Chargers at Vegas. See, we talked about this last week. Now we enter what is one of our favorite weeks in football, Saturday football. So it's Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So Thursday's Chargers at Vegas. Chargers are going to find some way to fucking blow this game. I don't care.
There is no stock you can put into the fucking Chargers at all.
None.
I mean, if you
there's gonna be a bunch of hollow numbers and they're gonna blow a game.
If you're doing spread betting, You just have to check that what that spread looks like. But if you're just doing straight up and down, you can't put any stock into the fucking.
So Saturday is not very good games on paper, but the way Denver is playing and the fact that it's in Denver makes it intriguing. It's Buffalo in Denver. Because Buffalo is clearly a top-tier caliber team in the AFC.
That actually sounded like a porno.
Yeah, it is. It will be.
Somebody's getting fucked.
Somebody's getting fucked in this one. I mean, my football set says Buffalo is too good. I don't care how good Denver's played right now. And I don't see Drew Lock doing that twice in a row.
Right. Here's the thing. Okay, so I just want to say this about Denver. In the year that they did lose Von Miller, right? And they, and they've had multiple Rona fucking situations. They have given the Chiefs problems. They have given some teams that you would think, this other team is gonna destroy them. Problems.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and it's
Denver is like Denver and Jacksonville. They kind of got that same sort of thing, but then you got to think, who's the head coach? Vic Fangio. He's about that D. And Drew Lock is he's clearly, and when Drew Lock is in, he's clearly better than what we want to give him credit for right now.
Yeah, until I see him do it twice in a row, I'm never betting on him twice in a row. So Buffalo. Carolina at Green Bay. Green Bay is playing, their offense is literally unstoppable right now. Aaron Rodgers to Devontae Adams has now reached the category of greatest quarterback to wide receiver tandems ever. And if you don't want to say greatest because it's not a long enough span yet together, then you have to say most dominant because it's literally. All right, so not this week, but last week. You saw the one play that he caught in the middle of three defenders, right? If you go back and watch the overhead replay of that, he was the only receiver that ran a route. The tight ends didn't go out. The running backs didn't go out. He ran against the entire Denver I forget who it was, the entire secondary by himself and caught a 44-yard pass in the middle of three people.
So when I'm looking at Detroit, and this is your divisional rival, and you single cover clearly the best receiver in the league this year, bar none.
Easy.
What are you fucking doing? Really? You ask for what you got. You're asking for it. You single cover that guy with also that quarterback?
Well,
What the fuck are you fucking thinking?
You're also talking about a corner who a few weeks earlier also got torched by DK Metcalf one-on-one. So.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't even give a shit who the corner was. I don't even know who the corner was. It didn't matter who the corner was.
No, it doesn't.
You had Aaron Rodgers, Aaron, throwing to the receiver who is having the best season right now, the best receiver in the league this season, and he's single covered. I'm like, are you fucking? I'm laughing. Just like how Kyler Murray was laughing when he saw D-Hop one-on-one, and he started laughing, and then he threw a touchdown earlier this season. That's who I am as Aaron fucking Rodgers.
So the question is, how many touchdowns is Aaron going to throw on Saturday?
I hope he throws at least 5. I say 3 to 5.
It might be only 3 because they might get up too early on Carolina because Carolina sucks.
So then look.
Dude, they just let Drew Lock throw for 4 touchdowns and like.
Look for Aaron Jones to have a big game, and maybe Toy Boy. Maybe Big Bob Toy Boy has a nice little another.
Well, who's Carolina's running back?
Mike Davis right now.
He'll have a good game because Green Bay's run defense sucks.
Bang bang, and let me tell you something. I did not choose Christian McCaffrey this year. I've chosen him twice since he's come out of college. In the 2 years I chose him at the right time. After he went all pro in both receiver and running back, I decided never to choose him again. Too beat up.
Yeah, too much usage.
Too overused. No, I was like, I'll never choose him again, especially where you have to take him. You have to take him number 1, number 2, number 3. Too high a price. I chose Mike Davis this year because I knew Mike Davis was going to get work because McCaffrey just would not be able to handle the workload. I'm deep in the playoffs with every single team of mine because I have Mike Davis. This is
yeah, fantasy is definitely about attrition. This is
how you play the game, babies.
Well, like I said earlier, I went all in 1 week and, had the quarterback, starting running back, and tight end all not got hurt early. I probably would have fared well that week, but they all got hurt. And I was just like, well, I entered that same lineup in like fucking 10 different fucking things. God damn it. That was stupid.
Nah, you got to diversify your profile.
Well, I'm learning, baby. I'm learning.
Holly, you know, I've been doing this for years, man.
Well, I'm just trying to figure it out. So the next season, whenever we do this, I'll set up a league within FanDuel for us so that everything will be tracked.
Okay. You want to get your own? All right, I feel you. So then I give you no more tips.
Yeah,
I give you no more hot takes then.
No, I'm figuring it out though. I'm figuring it out. It's definitely it's funny because I knew that it would take the Patriots dynasty ending for me to actually jump into this because now I'm not so obsessively fanned with one team, and now I literally am watching games like I need this motherfucker to get some catches. What the fuck are you doing?
And let me tell you something. Because I did the same thing with baseball. Like when I started doing fantasy baseball, and I had to start paying attention to more teams, then I was like, because with all the strikes that happened, I was like, man, fuck baseball. But then once I started paying more attention to it because of fantasy, then I fell in love with the game again.
Well, it makes doing this a lot easier if I'm doing fantasy because I'm literally watching every game.
Now you're watching every game.
Well, I literally
know more about the teams. Now you know who they're drafting. So
I have the main game that I want to watch as football with the audio on, and then I will have a B game on. Then it's another if there's another good game that I don't want to miss, and then I'll have the Red Zone channel on so that I can see everybody that's getting busy, and then I'll have
when they're in the end zone.
Yeah, then I'll have the scoreboard up with the stat leaders for each game up running the whole time, and then I'm just sitting, and it keeps you engaged. Literally,
it keeps you engaged. It's so dope, though.
I've never been this engaged in football for all of Sunday because usually it was just the Patriots game.
And this is what I've been telling you. I've been mad engaged in this for a long time.
I told you, the Patriots will have to end because I will literally just pick all Patriots players. I am too much of a homer, and
which I was like, no, you will fail.
Well, I learned quickly the first couple of weeks because week 1, Tom Brady quarterback. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's do this.
I know, right? So I was like, no. You got to think about it a different way.
Yeah, then Deshaun Watson goes and throws for like 486 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'm just like, well, everybody that picked that guy won. What the fuck?
No, it really is though. Like this is actually one of the beautiful things about fantasy because it makes you really pay attention to everything and really digs you deeper into the sport. And then when people who actually know the sport and can talk about it and prognosticate and give you drop some gems on you of why shit happened this way or that way, or why they failed, why they were successful or why they failed. This is why we do this shit right here, right now.
Well, I mean,
and that's how this shit was born.
Well, I definitely learned quickly because the first half of the season was all offense, and I was doing well, but I wasn't winning. I was just winning more than I put up, no matter which room I was in. It didn't matter. And then I got too good too quick because clearly I know football, and I got kicked out of all the beginner and intermediate rooms and instantly put in. I can only get into with everybody else, and I'm just like, I'm still scoring the same amount that I was, but then I'm looking at the leaderboard and somebody's got like 285 points. I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? I got like 175. Well, how the hell did they? And then and then I learned, that these are rooms where people are putting in 150 different rosters. It's not even a football decision. So then I found out that they have single entry rooms, and those are the ones that I fuck with now. You can only put in one lineup. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And now I found where my groove is, because those are the only ones that the whole 150 different lineups. That's stupid. You're not even. It's so dumb. It's the only thing is I enter all of them because it's only 5 cents. And I almost caught it this week, dude. I almost caught it. I was just like, I watched it happen, and then I'm telling you, when the Jets they kept missing field goals. I was just like, would you just score so they have to keep Russell on the field, please?
40-3.
Would you just score once so he has to be on the field and maybe has to throw a third down?
You have to think about. So now in these last 2 weeks, which is always. So now that they've made it that you have to play divisional rivals in the last couple weeks, it's changed it slightly, but still not really. Kind of, but kind of. It's less of a wild west situation, I'll say, because when you didn't have to play division rivals and you could just sit people, you didn't know. You just were like, who you were looking at fourth string wide receivers and running backs, and like I'm rolling the dice now. But now you see that you really, and especially when the races are really tight, the guys that you kind of have on your team are already there. But also you just have to just watch how the flow of the season is gone, and then where you're at right here, right now. So yes, you just really have to know football, but then also you kind of have to really know the flow of that team. You have to know the pulse of that team and where they're going to go. Because, for instance, the G's shouldn't have made this decision, but then if you knew them, you would know that they would do a thing like this.
Well, that's why I'm kind of building every week. It's kind of like I try something, because it's like I said, some of these rooms are 5 cents. Some of them are 25 cents, and you can win, like the winner of the room will get $5,000. It's just like, well, somebody's going to win that shit. So it's
like, for instance, you pick KJ Hamler, I picked Tim Patrick. I picked Tim Patrick because I had Tim Patrick earlier on my team, and I knew what he was before he got injured, and I knew how Drew Lock was going to him before that. Then he got injured. Then Drew Lock had COVID, and then it was a whole other shit. So so I was like, well, I'll just pick Tim up again. I know he's going to do that. And KJ Hamler was hurt and wasn't doing a lot, but now he's coming along. So you caught lightning in a bottle, which is great. I still got Tim Patrick, and I was like, do I want to pick up KJ? I'm like, I want to hold on to Tim.
Well, that's when I knew the flow of that team, as I've been not necessarily picking anybody off of that team, but just, like I said, each week I dig a little bit deeper. So now I'm getting into trends that teams individually do. Matchups was the biggest thing that I had to learn through the first half of the season, and I got it real easy. Jacksonville taught me that shit real quick. Every week they suck and they get beat, but their number one corner, I don't know who his name is, he doesn't eliminate, but he keeps elite receivers down to 80 yards, and it's just that kills you in fantasy.
And that's the thing you need to know. And because I've also been in leagues where they call IDP leagues, so that's individual defensive players, where you pick them out. So you pick your corner, you pick your safety, you pick your DN.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
I actually played myself because I started Bosa over Khalil Mack, and if I would have started the right lineup, I would have advanced in that. But that was in the money league. But yes, and I love IDP because IDP really shows you really watch, you really know what's popping.
FanDuel needs to add that shit because I'm all in on that one.
That's the IDP is that other level shit, and I love that shit. But so just picking defensive squads, it's okay, know who you pick and know Like, who is popping at linebacker? Who really
See,
is popping?
that would be even better, because that's why I said the first half of the season I would load up on offense and then just because to me, even the bad defenses are scoring like 12, 14, 16 points. They're getting sacks. They might get a turnover or two. And it's just like you might catch like that week New England put up 30-some points.
But you're benefiting off of like a good play. But if you don't know who the real, and so when I do IDP, so someone like Milton on the Steelers was getting a lot of action. Like someone like Diggs on the Cowboys earlier, who was getting tested all the time. Someone on like Dean on Tampa Bay getting tested all the time.
Going to get picked.
That's who I pick up. You know why? Because yeah, they may get beat, but they're going to get tackles. They're going to get pass deflections at some point, and at some point they're going to get interceptions. They're just going to have to. I'm not going to pick Jalen Ramsey. He's not going to get tested. They're not going to go to him. I'm not going to pick those guys. I'm going to pick these other cats on the other side.
Well, I mean, it's funny because you got there's guarantees. All right, so this season, guarantees. Derrick Henry, very expensive. You're getting big numbers. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yep.
Devontae Adams, you're getting points galore.
Guaranteed.
Aaron Rodgers, these things are happening.
Aaron Rodgers has been a guarantee this year. He's been discount double check, baby.
Yeah, just some of these things are guaranteed. So the real, and you know what, is everyone else knows these are guarantees too. So it is the finding Hamler and knowing that, you know what, I just remember because the Patrick catch in the corner was a highlight catch. And that's all that stuck in my head was, well, that's not going to happen 2 weeks in a row because Denver never does anything 2 weeks in a row. And you're right, I just caught one. And then I just knew it. I knew that T.Y. Hilton after last week was just going to continue to keep doing that.
And we were talking about it because Phillip Rivers finally discovered him.
Yeah.
And now he's fine. Now Phillip Rivers is treating him like Keenan Allen.
Well, it's funny because, so say you're a defensive coordinator, right? And the first 9 weeks of the season, T.Y. Hilton's averaging, I think it was like 34 yards or something retarded. Like he's not even there. So you're coming into week 10 and now week 11, week 12, whatever, these last couple weeks especially. I don't think you're putting your number one corner on T.Y. this season. And then all of a sudden he just starts eating on whoever's covering him.
T.Y. Hilton was literally available in one of my leagues, and I was like, I should grab him. But at the same time, I'm like, Phillip really doesn't even look at him. It was tough for me and then I'm seeing tight ends, all the bigger guys getting and then they run a lot. So I was like, oh, and I left him there. And now he's balling. And so I was like, even though I wanted to get him, but I needed another spot. I needed another spot to fill that was a bigger need.
Well, this week would be a good week to get him because
he's gone. He's well.
Well, yeah, the Colts are playing the Texans, and the Texans are terrible.
Right.
So
I'll also say this. So 1 year in this league where I had like 14 different teams where it's difficult to get anyone. I'm going to tell you what my running back situation was. I had Dalvin Cook and I had King Henry because I saw what they were. And I said, oh, these guys should get busy in this year. And guess what? I chose them 1 year too early. Dalvin Cook got hurt. Was done for the season, mostly. King Henry got replaced by Dion Lewis, and Dion Lewis was the lead back in Tennessee. Now, Dalvin Cook and King Henry, for the last 2 seasons, this was 3 seasons ago, monsters in murdering. I saw it already because I was doing real football. I was like, I'm choosing Cook, and then I chose Henry. Now, imagine I had Cook and Henry this year. Who's beating me? It doesn't even matter who my fucking quarterback is. I can have Tannehill. I can have Tua. I could have Captain Kirk. It doesn't matter who my quarterback is. I'm crushing you at running back. There's nothing you can do. I'll get good enough receivers. I'll get a good enough tight end. I'll get a good enough defense. I have Cook and I have Henry.
Well, it's funny because Henry's got the Lions playing at Tennessee, so he might go for 200 again.
And you see he's been doing it.
Four times already.
Even without Taylor Lewan, which is a humongous thing.
Well, it helps when all of your wide receivers are that big and can block that well and physically.
Yeah, because
really,
like
really
I said,
helps.
they literally are titans. They literally are monsters. But imagine, because Taylor's not coming back this year, but Taylor Lewan is a huge miss. They're going to miss him in the playoffs. That's why the Titans aren't going to advance in the playoffs. But for the regular season, it's fine.
I feel like it just depends on how early they have to play Kansas City, because they're going to they will go until they have to play Kansas City, because Pittsburgh sucks now. They're going in the wrong direction. The Bills, formidable. So it's like if Kansas City has to play the Bills, they're going to beat the Bills. If Tennessee has to play the Bills to get to the AFC Championship, then that's a slugfest. That could go either way, realistically. So Tampa Bay at Atlanta. I think Tampa Bay easy because Tom knows how important this is.
Sure.
So, and plus Atlanta fucking sucks.
But I do like Raheem Morris. The Raheem Morris effect is working, and he's going to keep his job. Hopefully, he should have a job.
Yeah, especially if Julio Jones doesn't play. So then you can just try to send 6 people at Calvin Ridley, and then just deal with whoever they decide to have a running back. It was really weird. They had, like I said, I could only afford somebody that was in the cheapest level, and because I had front loaded so much on offense, and then with Washington, and I was just like, well, Gurley. See, I had that thought that you have, like, oh, Gurley last week. I remember him scoring. I think he had 2 touchdowns last week. So clearly, when they hit the red zone, he's their guy. Dude,
Gurley is touchdown dependent. He's not the same cat no more.
Dude, they have 2 other guys I've never even heard of playing in front of him. So that was
exactly. You can yeah.
That's how you go from $3,000 to 50 cents by the end of the day. San Francisco at Dallas. Oh wow, this is a terrible game.
Absolutely. Red Rocket in the mix. He's getting actually Amari Cooper has shown up these past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dallas.
It looks like he's going to continue to do that.
They also used the backup running
Pollard.
back. They used Pollard a little bit
running
more.
hard as fuck, way harder than the Ewok.
Yeah, I had him in one of my other 5-cent rooms, so that was another guaranteed touchdown because he has been scoring, and they've been long touchdowns. So Detroit at Tennessee, I'm going Titans. That's too easy. Derrick Henry could beat them by himself. And plus, Matthew Stafford is not going to play. So
he's got a thumb, right?
No, he got crunched.
He got compressed.
He got compressed. He's got a rib thing.
Yeah.
So if I'm Matthew Stafford, knowing it's the end of the year and this is probably your last role in Detroit, I'm just shutting it down for the year.
And his backup is
it's Chase Daniel. Yeah, so
Missouri's fave, Chase Daniel.
Yeah, so I wouldn't look for anybody on Detroit to do it. Yeah, I don't look for anybody on Detroit to do anything well this week because Marvin Jones is going to end up being covered by Malcolm Butler anyway, so that's no good.
And is Galladay just done for the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a lot of Derrick Henry because they're going to be up early, and then he might only get to play 3 quarters, but he only needs 3.
It's all he needs.
He's going to be the most expensive running back, so.
Oh, for sure.
I might try to go somewhere else because Houston is playing at Indy, and Jonathan Taylor might have another big day.
Houston's defense. Justin Reed just went out, done for the season.
I actually look for Nyheim Hines to end up in the end zone more than Jonathan Taylor.
He could vulture a couple TDs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Swing passes and whatnot against this terrible defense.
Yeah, he could vulture a couple TDs.
See, I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Yeah.
So New England at Miami. It's actually See, New England's out of it, so it doesn't really matter, but Miami's in it. But New England always loses at Miami. It never fails.
It's also a thing. I know.
Never fails. Never
Right.
fails. Yeah, I'm going with Miami. That's too easy. It never fails. I've watched them for 20 years. It never fails. The only time that they didn't lose in Miami was when they went 16-0 in the regular season. That was it.
Yeah.
It always happened.
They always fucking lose in Miami.
Yo, Sonny, it's too easy of a game, and they go down to South Beach, and like Tom's down there wearing Versace and hanging out with Giselle and all her model friends, and all the Victoria's Secret models come out and shit, and his linemen are.
He's getting tutties before he hits the field.
His linemen got silk shirts on, halfway unbuttoned and shit out on the beach. Like, it happens every fuck. Can you imagine Gronk in South Beach? Do you think he's going to have a good game against Miami? Like, get out of here. Do you remember that last time that they lost to them, when they put him in on the last play of the game that was multiple laterals, and he stumbled and fell?
Yeah.
Yeah, if that game is
Straight
played
up for some Sugar on Me music video.
Yeah, come on, son. So if that game is in New England, Gronk is not stumbling and falling because he didn't go out in South Beach the night before. Like,
and he wasn't fucking porn stars.
You
Correct.
can't. It's Gronk. You got to let Gronk, and everyone knows that. But still, Miami's defense is too good. Cam Newton sucks, dude. He sucks. I can throw the ball farther than he can.
He's still a big man.
That Gunnar Olszewski or whatever, he's going to end up being a Pro Bowl special teams player because he has absolutely been getting busy these last 3 weeks. 2 touchdowns and should have had a third when they got called back. Which, in the modern-day NFL, return touchdowns are the rarest of things, and he is literally just doing it back-to-back weeks.
Rare.
Getting busy.
Yeah. I know. To see it now, it's amazing.
Yeah, so these last 3 weeks got him into the Pro Bowl. If not all-pro, depending on who else has got numbers-wise for the rest of the season. But having 2 touchdowns, that's going to be too hard to top in the NFL.
Yeah.
Just the 2 touchdowns alone, you're going to... Good for him. It's not going to be enough to beat Miami, though. Chicago at Minnesota. Oh, God, it's ugly matchups this week, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, I mean...
Chicago has a good defense, though, so you're not looking for Minnesota to put up a lot of numbers, but is Chicago going to win?
I was going to say the only thing you can rest your laurels on is Chicago's D.
And Captain Kirk getting sacked a couple times against this team, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Can Money-Making Mitch get another brick in that duffel bag? I don't think so.
He's not good enough.
That's going to be... I'm going to have to wait and see who all is available on that one before I make a call on that. That's really...
Who's Rona available?
Yeah, that one's really fucking weird, man. Seattle at Washington. See, now things have changed because I don't know if Alex Smith is playing or not.
Correct. I don't know now. I got to wait on this one.
I mean, they won again, but they won off the fact that they were up enough in the first half that their defense is too good it wasn't letting anybody score.
I got to see who's available.
Yeah, and that's...
This is what this year has been all about. There's sometimes it's like I've picked teams or whatever without even taking Rona into account, but now it's like that was my mistake.
Well, so I look at Seattle also.
It's been way too prevalent, and just like it's been too big of an injury. It is an injury. It's a debilitating injury, and I haven't taken it seriously enough.
Well, I think also Russ is a quarterback who has the ability to get away from that D line and give it problems. So, I gotta see who's available in that one, especially the whole Alex Smith thing.
If he's facing a quarterback that ain't turning it over.
I mean, if Dwayne Haskins is starting, Seattle might have the worst.
Dwayne Haskins will turn it over.
That's what I'm saying. Seattle has the worst defense in football, and I will take their defense this week if Haskins is starting because they will be cheap and they are going to. He's turning it over. It's happening. So, I wish Alex Smith didn't get hurt because
I know.
because of the story and the comeback, but it's just a whole different team with him.
And my squad is in that division, and I wish he didn't get hurt.
Yeah, Jacksonville at Baltimore. Easy game for Baltimore. They run the ball, whatever. It's good for them to get that victory.
Even though Uncle Rico is back.
Yeah, but even it's good for them to get that victory last night because now they have an easy, like a get-right game that's not coming off of a bad loss.
Right.
So that's 2 games of momentum. And Pittsburgh's going to – Pittsburgh's going to win this.
You just don't want a team who has nothing to lose to hurt the only quarterback that Baltimore has.
Exactly. And it probably will happen because John Harbaugh deserves that. I don't know why I just said that, but he does.
That's why.
So the Jets at the Rams.
Why are we talking about that? Next.
Oh, my God. Aaron Donald might – oh, my God.
Next.
What is one question for this game. What is Jalen Ramsey even going to do?
Fuck bitches, get money. Next.
I can't. That is a laughable game. Eagles at Arizona. The Jalen Hurts experiment, game 2. Against a team.
2 Oklahoma alums.
Against a team that just had 9 fucking sacks. This is a good matchup.
Yeah. Ooh.
With Jalen Hurts, this now becomes a very good football game.
Yep. Absolutely. Ooh.
It's actually going to be. I'm looking at the other games. The only other game at the 4:00 slot is Kansas City at New Orleans. And if Drew Brees were healthy and whatnot, this would be an interesting game. But
I would not put Drew Brees in this game.
No, it's not. It's not interesting to me at all. So that Philly and Arizona game, I'm definitely watching that at 4:00.
Yeah. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, good one.
Oh yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Philly on that though because the momentum is real.
The almighty Mo.
And the belief is real. You can see it in the way that they carry themselves.
Yeah, they love Jalen.
Yeah.
Point blank. Period.
God, could you imagine being Carson Wentz?
It hurts so good in Philly right now.
Could you imagine being Carson Wentz in the locker room after the game, after everybody in the team is just, yeah, Jalen, fucking going crazy, going up to his locker room after
the game ball, his first NFL win.
All that shit, and he's just sitting there, jersey clean as a motherfucker.
Wow.
He is worth $100 million, though.
He can always rest on that. I'm thinking about stock options if I'm him. I'm thinking about how I could just.
You know that scene in Breaking Bad whenever he sends Bill Burr and then that big fat dude into the storage unit to go get the money, and they're just laying on the money. That's what Carson Wentz does when he goes home now. That's the only way he can sleep at night.
That's it.
Whatever. It's lonely at the top, Carson. You suck. All right, so. Man, I wish Danny. See, the injuries this year really suck, man. It really suck. I wish Danny Dum.
We just listen. I think we have a better game plan with Colt.
Yeah, well, if they just say, "All right, you're not playing,
right.
Danny, you're out," and then they just stick to Colt.
We said with Danny Dum, RPO is the best thing. We don't have that, so now we go to this other thing. Colt is a sneaky runner. Colt is sneaky. He's savvy. But Colt needs an entire game. Colt is not a I'll come in and save the game for you.
All right, so I think the most interesting thing about this game is the Baker Mayfield effect. After that tough loss,
yeah,
how does he respond? Because he played well even though they lost.
I'll be honest with you. I just think that Cleveland's rushing attack is just going to be too.
Of course, but it's like if Baker goes out there and turns into the Baker that's throwing 4 picks. I just want to see what
They're not going to do that.
I know. I just want to see what his. That's the only storyline to me is what is his demeanor after a tough loss.
Yeah, sure.
Have you built up the maturity enough to be like, listen, we're playing really well. We're going to make the playoffs.
I think the game plan will dictate that he won't even be put in that position.
Yeah.
Especially with that bad interception. They're gonna run the rock. It's gonna be a lot of Chubb Rock and yeah.
Yes, indeed, ma'am. That is a Chubb you were looking at. Monday Night Football is terrible. I wish they would flex any other game into it. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati.
Okay, yeah. Omar Epps gets his revenge. Yeah.
I'm telling you, wouldn't it be incredible if they lost?
That would be fucking cool. Listen, if
they lose to Cincinnati, it's guaranteed they're losing the last 2 games.
If my man Boy Band was in there,
they would lose.
Cincinnati all the way.
They would lose because you can see it. And I'm telling you, you and I know enough. And, this is why if there was one job that I would take in the NFL, it would be as a replay official that's in New York, because for some reason I think these guys never actually see what happens quick enough. It takes them forever. How could you not see it? Seriously? The line is like, it's so easy. Yeah. So I've always paid attention to these smallest of details. You can see it. He can't. There's something going on. He can't. There's a lack in something because it's coming out sideways, and it's bad. It's bad. It looked like Peyton his last year in Denver when his elbow went out and he was just ducking shit.
He knew it. Yeah, he knew it.
Yeah, man, it's not looking good for him, and what a tragic way to end 11-0, and then you just sputter out because of injuries and just run. And the NFL didn't help them by having them play half of their season in 4 days. That doesn't help either.
Listen.
But at the same time, there's people out here where you're shut the fuck up. You're getting paid millions to play football. I would do it in a heartbeat.
Someone's feeling sorry for Big Ben. Don't.
Nope. Not at all, homie. So, pretty fortuitous timing. It's 11. Perfect timing, it seems to be. So, I don't know, man. This is the only interesting storyline this week coming up is whatever playoff positioning is left.
Yes.
There's not really.
These last 2 weeks, people are fighting for spots. You're either fighting to get in or you're fighting to like your seeding. But, with there only being one bye, that's interesting. So now Kansas City took over the one bye that the Steelers had, and I can't remember who has it in the NFC right now. I'm guessing it's the
this week coming up, there are no byes.
Well, no. What I'm saying, the first playoff bye.
Oh, the NFC right now, it's Green Bay.
That's what I thought. It was Green Bay, and so now and now it's the Chiefs. So if you're not in that conversation, now you're just looking to win your division, and so there are some interesting division battles.
That's about it, homie, because I'm literally looking at the slate, right? So there is one matchup of playoff teams, Seattle at Washington, and it's not even that. Okay, Alex Smith out. It's just like,
yeah, but I'm saying to set up for the last week.
No, I know. I'm just saying this week right here is kind of sucks. And then Philly at Arizona, just because Philly is in the playoff picture and Arizona's way at the outside, kind of looking in still.
But these motherfuckers need to win in order to make the last week tenable.
And then you got Kansas City at New Orleans, but Drew Brees is not there. So this week kind of sucks. Before I get off of here, I might as well bounce to week 16 and see what's happening.
Teams need to win this week in order to make week 16 watchable. So if you don't win there's teams that if they don't win this week, week 16 doesn't matter.
All right, so
they gotta win this week.
So week 16's Indy at Pittsburgh. That'll be interesting.
It won't matter if you know what I'm saying, if wins are not had this week.
No, I'm just looking for like games that like really matter, and there aren't really outside of like there's nothing at stake for both teams in the game. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
It's like one team needs to win to solidify their path. The other team's like, all right, we need to lose so we get a better draft pick. So,
sure.
There's nothing at stake for both teams really.
Right.
Tennessee at Green Bay, though. Sunday Night Football, December 27th.
It'll be more interesting for Tennessee than for Green Bay.
It will be, but that's still going to be awesome because Green Bay still might be trying to fight for that first round bye.
Stop the run. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, Derrick Henry might literally. Green Bay might have.
He may have a fifth or sixth 200-yard.
Yo, Green Bay might have 3.5 minutes of time of possession in that game.
Yep.
That'll be incredible. Well, the Eagles at Dallas. No, it doesn't even matter. Dallas doesn't matter. They're out of it.
Are we talking about week 16 right now? No.
Yeah,
Week
I
15,
I bumped up to week 16 just to see.
No. We're week 15. We done right now.
All right.
We see week 16, motherfuckers.
All right, I'm out. I gotta walk my dog.
No doubt. Holla.
Go Bucks. All right, everybody. I'm going to go walk the wolf and do some other things. RIPP 333. And there's nobody watching right now.